Hi everyone, welcome to Data Analytics and BI. Before we jump into today's project, let me share something personal with you. I'm not only a data analytics trainer, I'm also an author. I have written a science fiction novel called as Voyagers of the Lost Earth, and now it is available on Amazon. So go to amazon.com and search for Voyagers of the Lost Earth. Voyagers of the Lost Earth. Click on it. You find Voyagers of the Lost Earth by Sharat Chandra. Click on it and click on Buy Now and purchase the book. When you purchase the book, you will get the complete dataset and complete project documentation, inputs for resume building, and many more. Please find the book link in the description below. Thank you. Yeah, hi all. Welcome to Data Analytics and BI. So in this tutorial, we will discuss about the real-time project and let's see how it goes in the real-time industries in the scenario. So let's see. So how do we get the mail from the user or from the client? Okay. So if you see here, so the project is all about the FMCG business intelligence project. So in the companies, there are teams, the back-end team and front-end team. The back-end team is the ETL team, extraction, transformation, and loading of the data team. So what do? They handle the data. So in the organization or in any company, they handle the data, they get the requirement from the client and they go for making the joining the tables or extracting the data from different databases available in the company. And there is also another team called as a reporting team or the data analysis team or the data visualization team. Okay, simply we are called as a business intelligence team, BI team. So once we get the requirement from the client, then the ETL team comes into picture, they make the data, then that data comes to us, then we go for building the visualization or building the reports. So here we received the mail from the client stating that, so hi Bharat, we are pleased to inform that Coolbev Food Private Limited has formally decided to assign business intelligence project to your team. So he wants to see the manufacturing. There are three projects. So first one is manufacturing unit performance analytics, manufacturing cost and production analytics, and cost price structure analysis. So this is the three projects that we need to work. The client has already decided that we need to work on this project. And we request you to proceed with the following steps: finalization of the project scope, deliverables, and timeline, signing of the NDA and formal project agreement, scheduling of the official project kickoff meeting. So whom did we receive the project? So we received the project from Michael Anderson, Director of Manufacturing and Operations. So Director of Manufacturing and Operations. In the interview, if they ask you, whom did you get the project? So you explain that we received the project from the manufacturing and operation team of the any client, FMCG client. So this is what we have it. And what they are saying that please look into the data of this database and build the query as per the requirement. So what do we need to do? We need to build the query as per the requirement. And what do we have in the requirement? So let's see what do we have in the requirement. So what is the organization or what is the client name? Coolbev Foods Private Limited. So which is a just the way we have the beverages, drinks, snacks that we regularly see in our day-to-day life in the market, in the shops, chips and beverages, cool drinks. So it is also one of the manufacturing company, FMCG manufacturing company. So we received the business requirement document. So stating that what is the project background? The project background is, so it is a manufactures this company. Cool Bev Foods Private Limited manufactures beverages and food products across multiple units. The business requires centralized analytics platform for production, cost, procurement, and efficiency. So once we get the data into Power BI, so the client they can manage, they can monitor the analytics for production cost or the procurement and efficiency of the project, the whole project from end to end, from getting the raw material till delivering the product to the end user. So that is the main agenda. And what is the project goal? To build a governed data analysis plus Power BI analytics solution for monitoring KPI across different manufacturing units. So KPIs are like key performance indicators. So what are all the key performance indicators? The main measures. Simply it is called as a main measures, numbers, calculations. So if you see any data, you find the dimension data and the fact data. Whatever the data that falls under the transaction, credit, debit, amount, balance, these are all called as a KPIs. What is a KPI? The value which is so the value which is what do you say? The value which is impacting the business. Simply the value which is impacting the business. So if you take your salary, every month you get the salary, and out of all that, so what is the main thing that you are going to get? So that is the KPI. So what is the expenditure? So what is the profit that you have gained from the business? These are all the KPIs. And what is the business objective? Track production, and what are all the packs, detect the unit issues, measure costing, procurement performance. Let's see what kind of a data that we have in the given data. And what is the key business questions? What is the production output? What is the utilization? So how many hours the manufacturing unit is working? And what is the amount of beverages, cool drinks, and the snacks, the food and beverages are produced. And so these are all the utilization and what is the cost per ton or cost per kg or cost per quintal. So if you take a rice bag of 25 kgs rice bag, so you see that 25 kgs of rice bag, it is 2000 rupees or 3000 rupees. So if you take that is cost per 25 kgs, quarter quintal. Okay. So if you take quintal 100 kgs, so it is some cost. If you take 1 ton, so 1000 kgs, so it is a cost. So that is what is the cost per ton or cost per kg. And what is the lead time, supplier quality, and category volume share. And the next one is core deliverables, fact to manufacturing, fact to procurement, and we have the dimension date, dimension product, category, dimension plant, and dashboards. And let's see what do we have the next one. And the next one is fact to manufacturing requirement. So what is the daily capacity and what is the produced amount, the produced tons, and what is an expected production, what is the produced production, and what is the production. So that is what we need to find out. And what is the pack size, cost buckets, and total cost. So how much is for a single kg? So if you take 1 kg atta, so you produced 10 rotis. So 1 kg atta is 100 rupees. So each roti is 10 rupees. So you add some making charges and you sell it for 15 rupees, 150 rupees. So the total revenue generated is 150 rupees, but profits are 50 rupees. So 100 rupees are spent on the goods. So that is what the total cost was. What is the cost bucket? And we also have pack conversion logic, packs per ton or packs per kg. So 1000 divided by pack size. So I mean, what is the pack size? It is 100 grams, 200 grams, 500 grams, or 1 kg. And total retail packs. So how much produced and what is the pack? Produced, production, and estimation. So this is pack conversion logic. And the next one is cost structure requirement. So what do we have in the total operational cost? So how much the company is spending on the plant? What is the maintenance? What is the labor charge? How much amount are they paying for the skilled or unskilled employees working in the organization? What is the power that the manufacturing unit is consuming? What is the fuel it is consuming? And what is the operational cost? So simply it is called as a maintenance and operational cost. And what do we have in the dimension table? We have the unit, product, category, material, packaging, supplier, and date information. So this is what we have it in the data. And standard analysis and model. So what they are saying, build a standard query or the model. So if we do not have, either ways it can be dealt. So what is the first way? Get all the data into the SQL query, into the SQL server, and do some whatever the calculations that is given to us. Then pull the same query into Power BI. The first way. Okay, we do not want to use anything in the SQL server. We want to directly implement all the calculations in the Power BI. So get the data into Power BI, whatever the data source it is, and build a standard model. What is a model? Data modeling. So make the relation between the table, making it looks like a star schema. The fact table is surrounded by the dimension table. Then do the necessary calculations and go for the analysis. And next level is data visualization. So two ways. So as we are committed for the end-to-end project, what can happen in the organization? So we are going with the standardization of the data in the SQL server. Then we will pull the same data into Power BI. So the way we follow in the companies or in the organization, so we go with the end-to-end from getting the requirements till deploying the project into the production. So that is what our main agenda. So we have seen Power BI dashboard. Yes, we will see that. Master KPI definitions. What is the utilization of the manufacturing unit? So how many hours it is working? So what is the expected working hours? How much in that working hours, how much the beverages or the food should be produced? So if there is a downtime, so of 3 hours, so how much we are not producing? So what is the estimated production, and what is the actual production? So that is what we need to calculate. So year on year growth rate. So how much are we improving? Are we improving, or what is the sales growth? What is the maintenance? And at the end, once we build the project in the Power BI, so user roles and permissions, as per we need to implement the RLS, row level security. So as per the designations and the roles of the employees in the organization from the client side, we need to give the access to the users. So as per the roles, we need to implement the RLS and we need to give the access to the users or to the clients. So in order to restrict the data. So what is that? So if there is a salesperson, the salesperson should not be seeing all the complete data. So he should be seeing his own data. Whatever he's selling, he should only see his own data. So that is roles and responsibilities and roles and permissions. End output of the project, single source of truth. So what do they want to do? So they want to make it. So what is the data governance? So I should not be having the data in the multiple sources. Okay, I should not be having the data in the multiple sources. I want to have it in a single source, whether it is a SQL server or in any database or in any any data source, Azure platforms or cloud platforms, or in any other data sources. So we should be having in the single source only. So everybody in the organization, they can use that data. So that is data governance. So single source of truth, standardization of the KPI, long-term history, and whatever we build, that should be standardized. What is the standardized? After 5 years or after 10 years, it should be the way it is. So that is what we need to build. So this is what the project requirement. How do we get the data? So what is the flow in the organization? So what is the flow? Let's see that. First thing, we will have the database in the organization. First thing, we will have the database in the organization. So an application. So it is like an application. So let me do one thing. It is like an application. So every company, okay, there is a ERP application, enterprise resource planning. In that enterprise resource planning, so it's like a billing application. So every company has a billing application. So whatever the product is ordered, so they follow some standards. The way we have e-commerce, so we open different websites, and if you want to go for ordering any product, so what do? We check out the product and we pay the amount. That's an application. Okay, what do we have? That's an application. So here also in the organization, the data is generated or the transactional data is generated in the ERP. So what do we have? The transactional data is, okay, transactional data is generated in the application. Okay, in the ERP, the transactional data is generated. From the transactional data, from the ERP, it is connected. From the ERP, it is connected to the database. Okay, from the ERP, it is connected to the database. From the ERP, it is connected to the database. So from the database, the data is in the databases, in the SQL server or in any server. So there will be the database of that, from the data that we get from the ERP. From the database, we get the data into Power BI. So from the database, we get the data into Power BI. So Power BI. So how do we pull the data from database? That is what we need to discuss. So if you get the question in the interview, what is the main data source in your organization? You should say that we have the ERP, enterprise resource planning. So whatever the transaction is happening, so that is the main platform. And from the ERP, it is connected to the database. And from the database, we get the data into Power BI. So we build. So we build the query in the SQL server. Then we go for pulling the same query into the Power BI. So that is what you need to explain in the interview. Let's go. So what do we have in the manufacturing? Let me just explain you for a while so that it would be easy for you to understand. So manufacturing, product to manufacturing. So if you take any organization, so you see in your locality. So you see the products are being delivered to your house. So from different platforms. So you just open any website and you order something, and within 10 minutes or 15 minutes, the product is delivered to your doorstep. So from that grocery store, so if you take the grocery store, so what is the flow? Let me explain you. For a while, let me explain you. So manufacturing unit produces the products. Manufacturing unit produces the product. And after that, it goes to the distributor. Distributor or the retailers buy these products by paying some amount. Manufacturing unit directly doesn't sell the products as the way they manufacture. Here we have the cost. So what do we have here? We have the cost. So what is the cost per product? Simply I can say cost per product, or per kg, or per quintal, or per ton. That is cost per product. So in the manufacturing unit, we have the cost per product. After costing is done, then they add some margin. Then they add some margin into it, 20%. So if the product is manufactured for 10 rupees, for example, if the product is manufactured for 10 rupees, they add 20% to it. So they add 20% to it and it is sold for 12 rupees. The single product, okay? It is sold for 12 rupees. If you take, for example, if you take any beverage, cool drink, for 200 ml of cool drink, per 200 ml, so it took 10 rupees to produce. So they sell it for 12 rupees to the distributor. And what does they do? Distributor in this 12 rupees, distributor or retailers in this 12 rupees. So 12 rupees that they what they got for the single. Here in this 12 rupees, they add another 20%. The distributor add 20%. So probably like 20%, 1.2 plus 1.2, 2.4. 2.4 plus 12 rupees, it is like 14.2 rupees. 14.2 rupees. So the distributor bought it for, distributor added 20% more. Distributor bought it for 12 rupees and distributor selling this product to retailer for 14.2 rupees to retailer. For selling it to the retailer, he added 20% margin. And the retailer adds another 10 to 15% or 10 to 20% into it. So probably like it would be in between 16 to 18 rupees. 16 to 18 rupees. So when the product, this is the actual MRP. Then this is the actual MRP. How much amount it is produced? 10 rupees. And what is the amount that the end user is paying? End user is like customers. So it is 16 to 18 rupees. I mean, one thing I haven't added. Okay. 18 to 16 rupees. Here the taxes are not added. Okay. After adding the taxes, so food, there is a tax. For the beverage, there is a different tax. So if you take 10 to 15 tax or 10 to 20% tax, so it would be like 20 rupees. For example, on a round figure, let me go for adding. After adding the taxes, it is 20 rupees. So the product is manufactured at the cost of the product is 10 rupees. When it comes to the end user, it is 20 rupees. So there is a difference of 10 rupees in between from the manufacturing unit to the end user. So this is what the journey of the product from the manufacturing unit to the customer. So this is what we need to identify. So how much it is produced. So what is the estimation production? So what is the produced capacity? What is the produced capacity and all this? We need to look into it. Okay, so this is what we have it in the project. Let me erase this. So what do we have in the production? We have all this, but we do not have the data. So we do not have the production information, but we have the cost component. So what do we have in here? Maintenance cost. So maintenance cost by day. So it includes material cost, it includes labor cost, energy cost, maintenance cost, packaging cost, overhead. Okay, so completely included. And what do we do? The total operational cost would be like maintenance cost by day, plus if we have any other cost, plant cost, we will be adding that. So these are all the metrics that we have. So let us go through the columns that we have in the data. So what do we have? Manufacturing unit. So which is the ID of the plant or the factory. So if you take any manufacturing unit which produces the water or the mineral water, you see regularly we see the drinks. So it is, if you see the storage or if you see the ingredients, all the information. You see the address which is being manufactured in Pune or in Mumbai or somewhere. So that is that the ID of the unit, the manufacturing unit, and material name, the name of the raw material, and what is the category, whether it is an ingredient or packaging. So who is the supplier? Supplier name. What is the order date, delivery date? So what is the quantity in tons? How much it is produced in tons or in quintals? Quintal is 100 kg, ton is 1000 kg. And what is the unit cost? So what is the unit cost? Unit cost means individual product cost. So you can ignore quality status and quality score and status. And what is the total cost? The total expense for order, quantity multiplied by unit cost. So we have all these calculations available. We have all these calculations available. And what do we have in the data? So what was produced? Simple. Here we already have something. So it looks like KPI, key performance indicators. What was produced? How much was produced? What is the cost to produce? How many customers ready packs came out of the production? Okay. So this is what we have it in the data. Okay, let's see how do we go for it. So let me open SQL Server. So let me close this. So let us go through the SQL Server. So what do we have in the data? So what the client said. So go through this DB underscore USC some number and underscore ERP database. Let's see what do we have in there. Click on connect. So this is the SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server. SSMS is the application that we use. This is the on-premise application. What is on-premise application? The application that we use in the system, in the organization, within the organization. And also we have cloud application. Azure SQL database is the cloud platform. SQL database is the normal, whatever we have opened. Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, SSMS. This is the application that we are using in our system. So what is the database? DB underscore USC MB. Okay, this is the database. So how do you what do you remember? So server, in the server has multiple databases. In a database, we will have multiple tables. Okay, server has databases. Database have multiple tables. So how do we check it? Click on the plus icon to expand the database. Click on the icon, plus icon to expand the databases. And what do you see? Database diagram, tables, views. So these are all the information that we have. If you want to see the tables existing in the database, click on the tables. Yes, we see that there are many tables available in here. Okay, many tables available in here. So what do we need to do? We need to see what kind of a data that is available in the each and every table. Each and every table. So if you see DBO is the database object, and FACT is the fact, and production manufacturing master main underscore new underscore data, that is the code that they give. Okay, they follow some syntax or they follow some rules to give the naming to the data or the tables. So how do we see, how do we run if you want to see? So either ways we can go, click on the new query, click on the new query and see these are all the available databases. And see, do not forget that every time when you run any query, you see whether you are running in the same database or not. So the table that is existing under the database, in the available database, that should be in the same available database. Yes, when we clicked on the new query, yes, we are able to see the same database. And if you expand, these are all the available databases. So how do we see? Go to Object Explorer. Either ways we can do. Right click on the table and click on select top 1000 rows. So what happens? We can see the top 1000 rows, the sample data. Simply sample data. So what do we have in here? We have the unit ID. state code, material category, category code, subcategory ID, main product category, plant manager ID, product ID. And here if you see, I mean, one more thing, there are two tables existing in the database from the ERP. Whenever the data is generated, whenever there is a transaction, the main table divides into the fact table and dimension table. What do we have in the fact table? All the transactional information, any number data, measures, numeric data. Most of the times we have the number data. So what do we see here? Production capacity, produced capacity. Okay. So what is production capacity? A person has, every day the person is capable of working for 10 hours in the office. So that is production capacity. But due to some situation, that person only worked for 8 hours. That is produced capacity. And the company decides based on the health conditions of the employee in the organization. So they make like 9 hours is the main working hours that the person should work, the employee should work. So that is, so what is that? The working of the employee is, I mean, I'm saying in comparing with, so it would be easy for you to understand. Okay, simple. Production capacity. What is production capacity? So simple, straightforward. 1 liter bottle can have 1 liter water. Okay, can have the capacity of 1 liter water bottle is 1 liter. But it has only 700 ml. What is that? Produced. Produced is only 700 ml. But expected or estimated is 900 ml. Okay, the capacity is 1 liter 1000 ml, simple 1 liter 1000 ml, but it only has 700 ml, but expected or estimated is 900 ml. So there is a difference in between the production capacity, produced capacity, and expected production. Okay, what do we see here? So we have 3 columns. The first one is production capacity quintal by day. So that is how much that it should produce, production capacity. So that is 15 quintal by day. For example, if you take first example, but produced capacity. So out of 1500 kgs, it only produced 1200 kgs. And they are expecting, the expected production quintal is 13.5. So they are expecting 13.5. So in how many hours it produced? In 15 hours, in 15 plant working hours. So it produced 12 quintals. So what is the, so if you see here, so let me, for your better understanding, let me do one thing. So if you see here, production capacity quintal by day and plant working hours, for example, not correct, but for example. So if you work for 15 hours, the plant working hours is 15 hours. Production capacity is 15 hours. So each hour it should produce 100 kg. So I'm explaining it in the kg or 1 quintal. Okay, but it produced only 12 quintals. There is a difference of 3 quintals. So in 15 hours it should produce 15 quintals, but only it produced 12 quintals. But what is the estimated or expected? 13.5. So there is a difference between 1.5 from the produced capacity plus 1.5 from the produced capacity minus 1.5 from the production capacity. Okay, so this is planned working hours. And what is the plant cost? Every day, how much they are spending on the plant cost, and what is the maintenance cost? So what do we have in the maintenance cost? Maintenance cost include the labor charges. Maintenance cost includes the labor charges. skilled and unskilled labor charges, power charges, fuel charges, and all. So that is maintenance. And what is the year of manufacturing? And what is the material cost by day? So let's see how it goes. Okay. And what is the pack size? So what is the pack size? So how much are we producing? So if you see that there will be like 1 kg, 1 liter water bottle, and also we see 300 ml water bottle. So 1 liter water bottle for 20 rupees, half liter for 10 rupees, and 250 ml it is some 5 rupees or 10 rupees. We see the small bottles when we go to any function, you see the rich people distribute these bottles. Okay. Okay. So, and the next one is packs per quintal. So how much packs that we are producing from the quintal. And the next one is total retail packs produced. So we have a formula here. So what is the formula? So let me come down. Okay. Total pack per kg, 1000 divided by pack size in kg or liter. So kg and liter are equivalent when we go for liquids. Okay, 1 liter water bottle is equivalent to 1 kg, any 1 kg, any material 1 kg. So that is equivalent, a little difference, just few grams. Okay, you can ignore that. Next one is total packs produced. So how much produced capacity multiplied by packs per quintal. So this one. Okay, this one. It's not kg, it's quintal. Quintal. Okay. So this is what we have it. This is what we have it. Now what do we need to do? Okay, you explained pretty good, but what do we need to do now? So we only see that we do not have any dimension data in this table. We do not have dimension data in this table. So what do we need to do now? We need to get all the dimension data in this table. So we need to get, so let us go through each and everything. Select the top 10 star from this. Okay. Select the top 10. Top 10 is the only, we get only the top 10 records. Okay. Let us not go with it. Let us get star means all the columns from what is the table name. This is the normal query that we generally use in the when we want to see the what are the data existing in the table. So what do we have in here? So we have the SN code, we have the code, we have the brand family code and brand family. So it's a brand. The way we see the Himalayan mountain water, which costs 100 rupees per liter. So it's a brand. So most of the celebrities that they only drink that water bottle, which cost 650 rupees per half liter. The big celebrities, which contains all the minerals. Okay. What do we drink? We only drink the generals. They drink minerals. So that is what the brand. So Aquapure, Bitemate, Crispix. Okay, these are all the products, the brand of the product. Okay, and what do we have the next one? Category. Okay, let me select the star from the same thing and let's see what do we have in this table. Execute. So what do we have? We have the category. What is the category? Beverage, biscuits, breakfast, snacks. So this is the category of the product. So if you take any cool drink or juices, that falls under beverages. So if you take any oats in the morning or noodles, that comes under snacks or breakfast. Next one is manufacturing unit. Next one is manufacturing unit. Okay. So what do we have in here? Unit ID, manufacturing unit again ID, manufacturing unit name, unit location. Okay, unit location. So where do we have these manufacturing units? Across India. Okay, across India. So different state, I think there are 20 manufacturing units in 20 different places, 20 different states probably. Okay, place, I think place. So capital city, it looks like capital city. Yeah, capital city of each state. And the next one is So what do we have in here? The next one, material category. Let's see what do we have in the material category. Okay, so whether it is an ingredient or packaging, I don't know whether what, how much it is going to make the information in the data. And let us go and check the next one, that is pack size. Pack size, if you see, so what is the pack size? 500 ml, 1 liter. Okay, pack size measure. What is the unit of measure? So if you take 1000 ml, 1 liter, 1000 ml is equivalent to 1 liter. 500 ml is a half liter. 250 ml is the quarter liter. So something like that. So unit of measure, whether it is a kg, liter, drums, pounds, gallons. So these are all the pack size. Next one is plant manager. So each and every plant or each and every manufacturing unit has plants, managers. So who are all the managers maintaining that plant? So each and every plant has some supervisor or managers who look after that plant. So how do they manufacture? How do they get the products, raw material from the supplier? How much is produced? How much is the estimation? So these are all they need to look into it. Next one is product pack. Next one is product pack. Okay. So what do we see here? Product ID, S number, product code, and a product pack. So Coolfish Classic 500 ml, Coolfish Coca-Cola 500 ml, Spark Up Orange, Fresh Sip. These are all the product, actual product. Okay, we see if you go to any grocery store, you find the beverages of different companies, different brands. Okay, so here is also from Cool Bev. So we have different types of snacks. So whatever you see, 500 ml in liters. Okay, those are all drinks, beverages. So whatever you see, choco cookie, butter cookies, fit oat, choco cookies, these are all snacks. Snack light, OT go high fiber, oats. This is like oats, morning breakfast. Tasty, crisp, hot, spicy, chips. Okay, the one which we see is the general product that we see regularly in the grocery store. Okay, and the next one is state. Which state? Which state has the plant? Okay, the state of the plant. So these are all the plant location, ID and state code, GST number. So each and every unit, manufacturing unit has some GST number and the amount that they pay. Next one is subcategory. Okay. Next one is subcategory. Next one is subcategory. Let me execute this. So what do we have? Serial number, subcategory, and subcategory name. So what is that? If you take any cool drinks, so those are all fall under carbonated drinks. So what is that? Carbonated drinks. Or if you take any orange or mango, those are all fall under juices. Mineral water in the mineral water, and also tea, coffee. We also see in the market tea, coffee tins. Okay, instant drinks, cookies, oats, baked snacks, crackers, potato chips, and cereals that we regularly eat in the morning. If you want to see yourself fit, avoid idli vada and have cereals. Just kidding. Okay. So this is what we have in the data set. Okay, complete data in the. So there are two ways. As we discussed, we can directly open Power BI and get these into Power BI and make the relation, go through the data modeling part, make the relation between the tables. Then the next level is whatever the calculations available here, we can go with it. Okay, we can go for the calculations. Or why do we want to go for making the relation between the tables? We have the join condition. So let's see how do we go with the joining the tables. So if you see here, what do we have here? Packs per quintal, 1000 divided by pack size in kg. Okay, 1000 divided by 300 ml. Okay, 1000 divided by 300. So that is 34. Okay, let me open the calculator. For your understanding, let me explain you for a single sanity check. Okay, so what is that? What is the formula? 1000 divided by pack size in kg or liter. So what is that? 1000, where is that? Pack size, it is 300 ml. 1000 divided by 300. Click on enter. So it is 33.3. So round figure, it is taking 34. Okay, in the round figure, it is taking 34. Again 34. Okay, and the next one is, what is the next calculation? Total retail packs produced. Production produced capacity, that is 12 multiplied by 34. What is that? 12 multiplied by 34. Let us check that. 12 multiplied by 34. So it is 408. Okay, it is 408. Okay, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So here, if you see, so what we are trying to do, so let me directly take off. So this is the fact table. So let me execute. So how much data do we have? Let us see that. Okay, we do not know the count of the data. Okay, what is the count of the data? So either ways we can do it. The first way is select count. We have a function called as select count and open the star. Okay, star means complete from this table. Or we can go for star, or we can go for the individual column. Okay, but there are 80,360 number of records. Okay, what is the number of records? 80,360 records in the data set. Okay, for sanity check. So how do we check the data? So if you directly, or I can go for giving any data. So for example, if I go for unit code, I can also give a single individual unit code. Okay, so there are 80,360 records in the data set. Or we can also check it by completely executing. And here we can see that there are 80,360 rows. So that is the data that we have in the data set. What is the next agenda? The next agenda is pull the data from different dimension table into fact table. So you have unit ID, but I want to see the unit manufacturing unit name of the manufacturing unit. So how do we do that? So we can do it by joining. So in the organization, many companies, what do? Let me give some alias name. Okay, alias name. So it is like a pet name to the table, so that every time there is no need of using the bigger fact, PRD, MANU, prod, master, main, new data. So let me give some shortcut name. Okay, F P M P M M N D. Oh, this is also so bigger name. So let me go for FPM. Okay, fact product production manufacture. Okay, FPM. So what do we need to do here? So when we give the alias name, always remember, okay, if you are new to SQL, you copy this, and for all the columns you give this alias name, because whenever you say that you are giving the alias name to any the main table, you also mention that to the columns in the above. Okay, let me do it one by one. Okay, let us go through one by one. So you need to explain the same thing in the interview. So you need to prepare for the interview in the 360 degrees. Okay, now let me execute this. Yes, it is running fine. What is the first thing? Unit, we have the unit. So what do we need to do? We need to join the data. So what is the main join that we use? Left outer join. Left outer join. Why do we use left outer join? Another interview question. So left outer join is used to get the column from some other table, so the dimension table, so that we will not be missing any transactional data. Okay, we will not be missing any transactional data. So that is the reason we use left outer join. Okay, so what is the first thing that we need to get? Manufacturing unit. So let me go here. Where is that? Manufacturing unit. Left outer join space manufacturing unit. Okay, here also we need to give some alias naming. Okay, DMU. Okay, AS DMU. Okay, how do you join? Okay, you said left outer join. How do you join it? Okay, so if you want to charge your mobile phone, so what do? You put to plug in that. So how do you plug in? You have the socket, you have that socket plugged into the switchboard and also your mobile phone. So if you do not have either of it, you can't join. I mean, you can't charge the mobile phone. So join on. Okay, how do we join? The primary key and foreign keys. Here comes the picture of the concept primary key and foreign key. And one more thing to remember, always remember, use the foreign key first, then go for primary key. FPM dot manufacturing unit ID. Do we have that? Unit ID. Okay, double click. Equal to. So what do we see? DMU dot. So manufacturing unit ID. Okay, so from this table, so what do we do here? We get, how do we get it? So we get DMU dot, what is that data column name? Manufacturing unit. So let me go for manufacturing unit name. Okay, DMU dot manufacturing unit name. So what do we do now? So let me execute. For sanity check, let me execute. So we got nulls. Okay, we got nulls. So why did we get nulls? Let me check. Okay, let me check manufacturing unit, whether we are connecting with the same or not. What did we do? We used manufacturing unit ID. Okay, but we need to use unit ID, I think. Let me check what is the join that we used. Okay, manufacturing unit ID. So what do we need to use? Unit ID. Okay, unit ID. So that is the reason we got nulls. Let me click on execute. Now, yes, now you see. So we got unit ID and manufacturing unit name. Yes, perfect. For the sanity check, so we join the table. So how do we join? Primary key and foreign key. Okay, the joins are between dimension table and fact table. First table should always be the fact table. Left outer join dimension table on foreign key equal to primary key. So how do you join? Foreign key equal to primary key. Always remember, this is what we use. Okay, and the next one is state code. So let us do the same thing. Okay, so left outer join, same thing. Left outer join, it goes like that. Okay, where is that state code? Where do we have the state code? Yeah, here it is, the state code. Sorry. So state code. Okay, so someone is asking me, why can't we use inner join? So let us go with the definition of left outer join. So what is the left outer join? All the records from the left table and matching records from the right table. Okay, so that we get all the records, 80,360 records from the left table. Whatever the matching data from the right table based on the primary key and foreign key, we get the data. What is the inner join? Only matching records. Let's see. Okay, let us go with the inner join for now. For example, let me go with inner join. If it works 80,360, that's well and good. If it doesn't work, yes, 80,360. Inner join is also working fine. Okay, inner join is also working fine. But based on the situation, based on the number of records that we need to get, we go for left outer join only. Okay, all the records from the left table and matching records from the right table. Okay. Yes, inner join, when do we use inner join? When we want to compress the data, suppress the data. So we go for inner join when we are dealing with a huge amount of data. So dim state, DM. Okay. So either ways, we can give A as alias name or not. Okay. FPM dot state code equal to DM dot state code. Okay. DM dot state code. So let me copy this. Let me copy this. After state code, what do I do? DM dot state. Okay, DM dot state. Let me execute this. Yes, state code, state description. Yes, we received perfectly. Okay, yes, we received perfectly. And let me copy this directly and let us go by one by one. Okay, let us go by one by one. This is the way we develop. Okay, this is the way we develop in general. That is the way we develop. Next one is material category ID. Where is that material category? So let me copy this material category and go here. Where is that material? Yes, material category, DMC. Let me name this as DMC. Material category ID equal to DMC dot material category ID. So here what do we do? DMC dot material code. So we are pulling the data from the dimension table. So what do we need to do, alias? So if, for example, there are many people around the desk in the office, there will be many people. HR called John. Okay, 3 Johns. Yes, said yes. So HR said no. I want John from the sales team. So the remaining 2 Johns, they rested. Okay, so here also, how do you want to get it? So DMC is like a alias name, the main domain, HR domain, sales domain. DMC is also. We are calling the data. We want to get the data from the DMC. DMC is the alias of material category. So what do we do? So material category. Yes, we have got material category. Let me expand. Yes, packaging, ingredients. Yes, we received material category also. Now what do we do? Let me copy it. Okay, let me copy this. Left outer join. So here what do we need to do? The next thing, after material category, category code. So where do we have category? Category. I think this is the one. Okay, let me check. So here let me execute this. What do we have? Category code, category ID, category code, cat code. We have cat code. Okay. So here what do we do? So let me write cat code. Okay, category. So let me make it DC. Okay. So here let me write cat code. So here also DC dot cat code. Okay. So what we are trying to do? We are trying to make the DC dot cat code. Where is that cat code? DC dot category. So we are trying to extract category. Okay. Yes, beverages. Okay. So wherever it has, based on the category code, wherever there is a category code, so it is just like allocating seat numbers. Okay. So when we go to theater, as per the allocation of seat number, H1, H2, H3, the way we 3 friends go and sit in that number. So here also based on the category codes or the primary foreign keys, the dimension data comes and sit beside the code. So same example. Okay. So let me take another left outer join. After category, what do we have? So subcategory. So let me go here. Where is that subcategory? Where is subcategory? Yes, here we have the subcategory. So let me copy this and let's check what do we have in here. So how do we need to join? Subcategory code or subcategory ID. We have subcategory ID. So let me write the subcategory. So DS. Okay, let me name this as DS subcategory ID equal to DS dot subcategory ID. Okay, so what do we need to do here? So we can go for after subcategory. So DS dot subcategory and enter. So we get the suggestions when we enter the name. We get the when we enter the alias name, we get the names. You see, tea, coffee. Okay, we have different subcategories. Carbonated oats. Okay, different subcategories. And after that, main product category ID. Okay, probably like main product category ID. So main product. Where is do we have main product? Main product. What does it mean? Main product. Is it main product? Okay, let me run all so that we will get it. So here, this is the beauty of SQL. We can run all the tables at a time. Don't we have main category? Let me check. Main category. Probably like category is the main category. Let me check. Okay, we already have it. MPC product. MPC. Okay, let me check MPC. Okay, we do not have any MPC main category. No, don't we have? So if you do not know how to check that, okay? For example, we have one option, okay? So we have one thing. Select column underscore name, okay? Column underscore name, comma, table underscore name from information underscore schema, okay? Dot columns, okay? Where you put the condition where column name, column underscore name, like, so you enter the wildcard operator. Okay, you enter the wildcard operator. And what do you say? We have MPC. Let me write MPC. Okay, we will get the tables which has the MPC. Okay, we do not have anything. Okay, what is that? MPC. Why? We don't have anything. At least we should get this table name, MPC, main product category. So what do we have in the main product category? Let me check again. Did we take all? Okay, we can also check like this. Okay, expand the uh, columns. Okay, brand family, category, columns, category code, manufacturing. We also seen pack, plant manager, product pack, product ID, columns, subcategory. Okay, I think we do not have that main category. Let me check that. Okay. For now, let me ignore this main product category. Okay. Let us ignore it for now. Plant manager. Okay, let us go with the plant manager. Let us go with the plant manager. Where is that? Plant manager. So plant manager, let me write DPM. Okay, DPM plant manager. So let me write plant manager ID. Okay. So here also let me go for DPM dot plant manager ID. Okay. So here what we need to do after plant manager, we need to write DPM dot plant manager name. So let me execute this. Okay. So what did we receive? Plant manager, it looks null. Probably we did not join it. Plant manager, DPM dot plant manager. Serial number. Do we need to join it on serial number? Oh, that's not right. Let me go for X plant manager ID. Only ID, not the plant manager. Only ID, not the serial number. Only ID, not the plant manager. Now let me check. Yes, now you see plant manager Deepa. Okay, we got the data. Okay, we got the data. That's well and good. Okay. Next one after plant manager. So it is product ID. Okay, it is product ID. So where is that product? Product ID can be in the product pack. Okay. So the name of the product. So we need to combine it with the product pack. So left outer join. Okay. DPP on FPM dot product ID. Okay, product ID equal to DPP dot product ID. Okay, so here above we can go for writing DPP dot product pack. Okay, now let me execute and let's see what did we get. Yes, Chaiko ginger tea 300 ml. Yes, we got the data. Okay, we got the data. So we have most of the dimension data is being pulled. Most of the dimension data is pulled. We can also go for giving some name, manufacturing unit. So we can also give some alias names. Okay. So what we can do is as, so we can write single quotes and we can write unit ID. Okay. So unit space ID. And here also you can go for writing. And one more thing, SQL is not as case sensitive. Okay. What is case sensitive? We can give it in a small name or capital letters, small letters or capital letters. Manufacturing unit, state, we can go for giving state, state, state code, sorry, state code. So here we can go for state. Okay. And we can give the names. Okay. We can give the alias names. Now you see manufacturing unit, state code. Okay. So let me save this. Let me save this. So FMCG query. Or I can go for cool bev query. Yes, it is being saved. What is the next step? Okay. What is the next step? When we book the tickets. Okay. So there are seat numbers in the, what do you say, in the theater. So how do you do? You can't go and sit in some other place. So whatever the allocated number that you have, you go there and sit. So what is the allocated number? H123. H123 is a foreign key. We are the dimension. Why we are dimension? Tomorrow someone go. Okay, tomorrow someone go and sit in that same seats. It is not fixed. Okay, it is not fixed. So whatever the seat numbers H123 in the theater are the dimension. Who are all the customers that we have? Those are all the fact data. Fact data. We are foreign keys. Whatever we see in the theater, those are all primary keys. It's a fixed one. Every day the numbers doesn't change. It's a fixed H1 to 20. Yes, H1 to 20 numbers only. It is not changed. The customers or the viewers, audience may change every day. We can't every day go and sit in the same seat and watch all the movies every day. So the same concept. You remember this. You remember the analogy or the comparison. Okay, till now it is good. Till now we joined it. Okay, we have got all the data available in a single table. What is the next level, next step? So if you see here, as per the data that we observe here, so what do we have? We have packs per quintal, total packs produced. Okay, only two calculations available, which is calculated from the pack size. Okay, what is that? What is the formula that we have? 1000 divided by the pack size. Okay, 1000 divided by the pack size, which is like a packs per quintal, and produced capacity multiplied packs per quintal. Okay, from here it is calculating. Okay, from here it is getting calculated. It is only calculated for, okay, in our data, if you see, it is only calculated for produced capacity only. Okay, it is only calculated for produced capacity. Packs per quintal and the total packs per quintal, it is only calculated for produced capacity. Now what do we need to do? We need to calculate for the production capacity. We need to calculate it for the estimated production capacity, and what is the base cost. Okay, what is the base cost? Okay, and what is the base cost, and also what is the next calculation that we have? Base cost per pack. Okay, so in order to calculate the base cost per pack, we have the formula like total operational cost divided by total retails produced. Total retails produced is this one. Okay, but what do we need to do? We need to calculate total operational cost. What is total operational cost? Okay, we need to calculate the total operational cost. So do we have anything in here? Total operational cost. Okay, the total operational cost is like the labor cost plus maintenance cost plus power cost, fuel cost. So this is all total operational cost. So, but what do we have in the data? Okay, what do we have in the data? Let me check. Plant cost and maintenance cost. So what do we need to do? We need to calculate total operational cost. So how do we do that? Simple, straightforward. Okay, so we can do total plant cost plus maintenance cost. Okay, maintenance cost as, so what we can do as operational cost, total operational cost. Okay, total operational cost. Let me click on execute. Did we get total operational cost? Let's check. Yes, we got total operational cost. That's well and good. What is the next thing that we need to do? The next thing is that base cost per pack. Where is that? Base cost per pack. What is base cost? Base cost is the individual cost per product. Individual cost. So what is individual cost per product? So what is this? This is the foundation of all pricing because everything else depends on this. Okay, base cost per pack tells you exactly how much it costs the factory to make one retail pack. One retail pack is out of 1000 liters that is produced from the machine. Okay, we gave, for example, if you take the water machine, okay, mineral water machine, you poured 1000 liters of water into that machine. Okay, in that 1000 liters, how many liters of mineral water is produced? Okay, and in that mineral water, for example, 800 liters are produced. So 800, okay, and operational cost. What are all the operational costs? So the current bill and the labor charges, plant cost, fuel. If you are running it on the generator or anything, you need to add some fuel into it. Skilled and unskilled employees. So total operational cost is, for example, 80,000 rupees. Okay, total operational cost is 80,000 rupees per day divided by total retail pack produced. 800 bottles, 800 liters are produced. Okay, 800 water bottles are produced. Each water bottle is 100 rupees. Okay, what is the base cost? Okay, base cost per pack is 100 rupees for 1 liter water bottle. It's a rich water bottle. So what do you need to add? So total operational cost we calculated. So what do we need to do here? We need to calculate total operational cost. So where is that? So we need to calculate base cost price. So how do we calculate that? Again, operational cost. Okay. So what do we need to do? We need to put it in the bracket divided by, what is that? Divided by produced capacity. Now, what is that formula? Total retail packs produced. Total retail packs produced. Okay. Divided by total retail packs produced as, so what is that? Base cost pack. Base cost per pack. Okay. Let me click on execute. So what is the base cost per pack? Where is that? 189. Okay. So 189 rupees, 190 rupees, 200 rupees. This is what the base cost per pack. Okay. This is what base cost per pack. Okay. This is what base cost per pack. So plant cost plus maintenance cost by day, it is the base cost per pack. So what is this? So it is 300 ml for the production of 300 ml of one juice. You ignore the price, okay? You ignore the price. You understand the concept. We are getting higher value. Let me do some little adjustment today, and let us go with actual whatever happens in general. For tea and coffee, okay? Where is that? Not tea and coffee. Chai ko ginger tea 300 ml for 300 ml. So the base cost is 189 rupees. Okay, it is 189 rupees. So that is what the cost, base cost per. So this is what we calculated. Base cost per pack we calculated. What do we need to do here? We need to calculate packs per quintal. Okay, we need to calculate total retail packs produced, total retail packs production. Okay, either ways we can do it. Okay, so what do we need to do here? So let us do one thing. Let us put all these at the end, so that whatever the measures that we write, everything will be in the, everything is under the calculations. Okay. So, but the thing is that, so plant cost plus maintenance. Okay. Okay, let us do one thing. Okay. So let us go with, just a second. Okay, we need to calculate. If you want to calculate, so it is already calculated from the pack size. But the thing is that we cannot do this, use this pack size multiplied by packs per quintal. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to extract the number from this pack size. What do we need to do? We need to extract. So if you go to Power BI, we can directly click on split the column by the text, or digit to non-digit, non-digit to digit. We have an option in that in Power BI. But how do we extract it? Okay, how do we separate the data? Okay, pack size. So how do we separate it? We can do it. We can do it. Where is that pack size? After pack size, let me go with it. Let me run this. After brand family. Yeah, here we have the pack size. What is the next thing? We need to convert this pack size. Okay. Extract a number from the pack size. Extract a number from the pack size. So how do we extract number from the pack size? Okay. So we want to extract the 300 ml 300 or 1 kg. We want to extract one from it so that it will be useful for our further calculation. So what we can do, okay, left is the function, left of, okay, left of fpm dot pack size, fpm dot pack size, comma. So what we are trying to do, we want to remove ml, we want to remove the g, we want to remove the text from the combination of alphanumeric data. Alphanumeric data is like the combination of numbers and text. So we have a function called as pat index. We have a function called as pat index. Here we are mentioning, here we will mention whatever you see, okay, whatever you see the number, okay, whatever you see the number in between, just a second. So whatever you see the number in between 0 from 9, okay, I want to extract this, only the number in between 0 and 9, 0 9 comma pack size plus x plus x in the x, and what do we need to do? Close the bracket -1. Okay, so what we are trying to say here as integer. So we want to make it as an integer. So if you want to make it as an integer, what do we need to do? We need to cast it. So because 300 ml is in text data type, okay, 300 ml is in text data type. So if you want to extract 300 from the 300 ml, what do we need to do? We need to say that make this into text. Okay, make this into text. We are getting error. Miss any one more bracket? Okay, we need to mention the name. Okay, pack value. Okay, so let me click on execute. So let's see whether we have extracted the number from it or not. Yes, 300 ml and the pack value is 300. Okay, let me name this as smaller pack value. Execute this. Yes. So what did we do? We extracted the pack value by using the pat index, so which only considers 0 to 9 numbers. Okay, 0 to 9 numbers. Okay. Okay, let me end the session. Okay, let me end the session. To go through the calculations. Okay, till base cost, that is good. But here, if you see, the other calculations have not included. What are other calculations that is not included? Total packs produced, that is from the production. Okay, not from the production. From the produced capacity quintal by day, we got total retail packs produced. Okay, but we need to calculate production capacity and expected production quintal. Okay, so we need to calculate this. So in order to calculate this, what do we need to do? So what did we calculate? So what is that? Total retail packs produced. How it is calculated? 34 multiplied. Okay, how packs per quintal is calculated? The packs per quintal is calculated by formula called as 1000 divided by 300. Okay, 33.3. Okay, 33.3. So it is in quintal. So that is the reason what do we need to do? Probably like 10,000 divided by 300, I think. Yes, 10,000 divided by 300 because we need to convert that. So you see what is that conversion? In a kg 100 grams. In a quintal 100 multiplied by 100. So 10,000 grams. Okay, we are looking into the quintal. So that is the reason 100 multiplied by 100, 10,000, it becomes 10,000. 10,000 divided by 300, it is 33.3. When we are making it to round figure, so it is taking 34. Okay, 34 multiplied by, okay, we got packs per quintal. Okay, we got packs per quintal 34. What do we need to do? We need to calculate produced capacity. 34 multiplied by 12, 408 is the produced capacity. What do we need to calculate further? Okay, we need to calculate production capacity. What is that production capacity? 34 multiplied by 15. Okay, 510 is the total retail packs production. Okay, that is the production. And also we need to calculate 34 multiplied by expected production. This one, expected production. Okay, this one. What is that? 34 multiplied by 13.5. Okay, 459. So what is that? So if you go here, if you take, I'm not able to get it, but I can show it here. This is expected production. Target. This is 459 is the target. This is the capacity production. Okay, this is the capacity. 408 is the production. Okay, when you see it in the bar chart, you find the difference between what is the target. Okay, first we can put the target, next one production, third one produced, actual. So we can find the difference between the target and the actual. So what is the target? 600 marks is the target. Out of 600, so how much marks did we get? 500 is the thing. But we also have cutoff. 550 is the cutoff. So that is produced capacity. So like that. So if you go for any exam, okay, PL 300, if you go for data analysis associate, PL 300 out of 1000 score, 700 is the pass marks. So how much are we getting in that? That is. So further we need to calculate. In further session we need to calculate. And what do we need to calculate more? Base cost. There is a base cost per pack that is produced. This is produced. We need to calculate the production and also the target. There are 3 more calculations. And once that is completed, then we can pull this same query into Power BI.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, client may or may not give the complete documentation to us, but in general, he gives the project documentation is, we will get the project documentation. Definitely we will get it when we work in the organization. Okay. So what is the main thing that we discussed? So we have the project background. So what do we need to do? Centralized analytics platform for production, cost, procurement, and efficiency. So to build governed data. So what is that? So client should not be reaching different data sources to do some analysis. So if we bring all the data together, so that would be fine. So why all the data together? Because if you see here in the database, the data is available in the different tables. So what did we do? We combined it in a single table. So what did we do in there? We used join conditions and we combined all the tables. So we can have the data in a single table. And the next thing what we did, Okay. In the next thing, we implemented each and every calculation one by one. Okay, each and every calculation one by one. So what are all the calculations that we have? The first and foremost calculation is packs per ton or packs per quintal. Okay, the calculations are. So what is the first calculation? Packs per ton or quintal. Or quintal. Ton is 1 ton equal to 1000 kgs. Okay, you remember this general conversion. Okay, so let me write it down. Okay, 1 ton equal to 1000 kgs. Okay, 1 quintal we regularly see when we buy the rice bag. Okay, 100 kg. Okay, 1 quintal equal to 100 kg. So, but the thing is that you remember, this is the main thing to remember. The thing is that here we have the data in the form of, okay, the data is in the form of, the data is in the form of grams and milliliters. It is not in the form of kgs. It is not in the form of liters. And also one more thing, 1 kg, 1 kg, 1 kg is equivalent to, okay, is equivalent to, okay, equal to 1 liter. When it is in the liquid form, when it is in the liquid form, when you take 1 liter water bottle and when you put 1 kg of anything, so they are equal. Okay. So what do we need to do? The data is in the form of grams, milliliters. When we convert this, okay, when we convert this into grams into the quintal, so we need to convert this, okay, it would become 100 kgs multiplied by 100. Okay, 100 kgs. We are trying to convert into the quintal is converted into the grams. Okay, 1 quintal, 1 quintal, when we convert it into the grams. Okay, general calculation. This is no need to worry. 1 quintal is equal to 100 grams, 100 kgs. 100 into 100, sorry, not 100. So it is 1000. Okay, it is in grams. When we convert grams into quintal, we need to multiply it with 100. So 1 lakh. Okay, 1 quintal equal to, when we convert 1 quintal to grams, it is we need to multiply 1000 grams with 100. Then it is 1 lakh. Then it is 1 lakh. 1 lakh grams. 1 lakh grams equal to 1 quintal. Okay, 1 lakh grams is equal to 1 quintal. That is what you need to know. Okay, what do we have? The data is in the form of grams and milliliters. When we convert the grams into milliliters, we need to multiply it with 100. Okay, grams into 100, 1000 multiplied by 100, it is 1 lakh grams. So whenever we perform here, so what do we need to do? We need to multiply it with, we need to do. Okay, here what do we have? 1000 divided by pack size in kg or liter. So here what do we need to do? We need to change this into a different way. So we need to calculate it into 10,000. Okay, 1 lakh, sorry. Once tens, 100, 1000, 10,000 lakhs. Yes, 1 lakh. Okay, when we are converting it into, we need to multiply it with 1 lakh because it is not in kg. If it is in kg, we need to divide it with by 1000, but it is in grams and milliliters. So we need to divide, or we need to go for 1 lakh. So that is packs per ton or packs per quintal or pack per grams. So this is what we have, packs per, not kg, grams. Grams. So we can go for making 2-3 ways of doing it. We will see how do we do that. We can calculate it in the grams and also in the kgs. Okay, let's see how it goes. And also how do we automate it? Okay, how do we automate this? Next thing is that total retail packs produced. Okay, next thing is that total retail pack produced. What is total retail packs produced? What is the formula? Produced capacity multiplied by produced quintal. Okay, which is produced capacity, we already have it, which is multiplied with this one, packs per gram. Okay, either packs per quintal or packs per gram. So this is total retail packs produced. How much packets are we producing? How many 100 grams of potato chips are produced from 1 quintal of potatoes? So that is total retail packs produced. Simple, straightforward. Okay. And what is the next one? What is the next one? Base cost per pack. What is the next one? Base cost per pack. What is the base cost per pack is total operational cost, because if you are making 100 kgs of 1 quintal of potato chips, okay, so we buy 120 kgs of potato. Why 120 kgs of potato when we make 100 kgs of potato chips? Okay, for example, 100 kgs of potato chips. Potato chips. Okay, so you see, in any sweet shop, you find that potato chips making hot chips. You find that board, hot chips. Okay, hot chips available. So what do they do? So because let us go with that example. So it would be easy for you to understand. Okay, 100 kgs of potato chips. In the 100 kgs of potato chips, okay, if you think that the person is peeling off, okay, peeling off the skin, okay, or out of 100 kgs, so 10 kgs are 10 kgs have wasted waste. Okay, 10 kgs of waste. So maybe the potatoes are not good, or they have become green color or blue color or whatever, rotten potatoes. Okay, so 10 kgs are being wasted. So in 110 kgs of potato chips, okay, in 110 kgs of potato chips, 100 kgs of potato chips are made. Okay, 100 kgs of potato chips are made. So in that 100 kgs of potato chips, what do we have in that? So we have oil, making charges. There would be like a labor, okay, labor for making, and oil, stove, gas, okay, and there should be like a machine or what do you say, that bowl, the big one, okay. So kadai. So simply it is a kadai. So out of all calculating all this, what is the base cost per pack? Okay, considering this operational charges like making charges, labor charges, gas, big kadai, okay, all these considering total operational cost divided by total retail produced, total retail packs produced. So that for 1 kg of potato chips, what is the cost? Okay, 1 kg of potato chips. For example, the operational charges are, okay, operational charges are like 10,000 rupees. Okay, 10,000 rupees for operational charges. Plus labor charges, for example, let me go for 5,000 rupees for making. So I'll take 15,000 as complete operational charges. Okay, 15K divided by how many packs are produced. For example, 300 packs are produced. Okay, 300 packs are produced. So what do I do? 15,000 divided by 300 packs. So each pack cost 50 rupees. Okay, each pack cost 50 rupees. Okay, each pack cost 50 rupees. So that is my base cost. Okay, that is my base cost. Give me 1 minute, 1 second. The base cost per pack. Okay, base cost per pack for 1 kg it is 50 rupees. For 100 grams, it would be divide by 100. Okay, divide by 10. Not okay. 1 kg it is 50. If we go for grams, divided by 10. So 5 rupees for 100 grams of chips. Or if you go to any chips shop, okay, if you ask him, so if you ask him to give 10 rupees of chips, so he gets it into weighing machine and he gives 50 grams of chips for 10 rupees. So like that, same thing, base cost per pack. So we discussed it till here. We discussed about base cost per pack. Okay, what is this? This is all the main foundation. How much it is costing the manufacturer, the foundation of all prices, because everything else. So here comes the base cost. Is tells you exactly how much it costs the factory to make one retail pack. How much pack it costs for making one pack. So this is actual factory cost of producing one finished retail pack. Okay, one finished retail pack. Just so what is the next thing? The next thing is that we need to calculate. The next thing is that we need to calculate retail packs production. Okay, retail packs production. So what do we have here? If you observe carefully. Do not miss the concept. So what do we have here? Packs per quintal. It is automatically given from the data. We did not calculate. We have got from the data. Total retail packs produced also we got from the data. So what did we do for calculating total retail packs or packs per ton or packs per quintal? So we calculated by, so what did we need to do? 1 lakh divided by 300. Okay, 300 is the pack value. Okay, 300 ml. So 333.33 is the pack value. Sorry, packs per quintal. But if we go for the grams, okay, if we go for the grams, it is 333 is the pack value. So what do we need to do here? So we need to calculate total retail packs produced. What is the total retail packs? 333, or per quintal it is 34. So we calculated per grams. Okay, we calculated per grams. For quintal it is 34, round figure. Okay, 34 multiplied by produced capacity. Okay, what is that? 12 multiplied by packs per quintal. Okay, what is that? So let me calculate it. Okay, 12 multiplied by 34. 408 is the total retail packs produced. So we only calculated packs produced only. So what do we need to do here now? What is the next thing? Next calculations are like, what is the production capacity by per quintal? What is the expected production quintal? Okay, retail packs produced by the production capacity and expected production capacity. So this is what we need to do. So we already have it is in the quintal and it is also in the quintal. So there is no need of converting this into grams. Okay. What do we need to do? We need to implement all the calculations. But for implementing the calculations, okay, so what do we need to do? We can calculate it. Okay, let me do the calculation again. Okay. After the year, okay, let me put this year into little above. Okay, little above. So we can have all the calculations at the one end. So what do we need to do here? If you want to calculate packs per quintal, packs per quintal. Okay, it is a quintal based. What do we need to do? 1 lakh divided by, okay, 1 lakh divided by, we are getting error because we have missed one comma. So put the comma, 1 lakh divided by. So what do we need to do? B pack size value. Where is that pack size? Okay. If I want to put the pack size value, I cannot directly use pack value. So I need to take completely this one. Okay. Completely this one because we want to extract that pack size value. Okay. Pack size value. Then what do? I will go for writing as packs per quintal. Packs per quintal. Okay. I can write packs per quintal. Let me execute this. So did we get the same thing or not? So packs per quintal is 333 packs per quintal. Okay, 333 packs per quintal. So this is what we have it, 333 packs per quintal. But the next thing that we need to do here is total retail packs produced. Okay, total retail packs produced. The next calculation is total retail packs produced. Okay, total retail packs produced. So what do we need to do here? So we can do it by, okay, what is the formula? Produced capacity. Okay, so do we have produced capacity? Yes, we have. Yes, let me take this one, produced capacity. Okay, produced capacity divided by, okay, pack value. Okay, so what is that? So I need to, this is packs per quintal. So I need to multiply that. Okay, so what is that? Packs per quintal. So if I want to do that, I need to take completely this one again. Okay, I need to take this one. Okay, as total retail packs produced. So let me take this. Total retail packs produced. Okay, let me click on execute. Okay, did we get it? So total retail packs produced, we are getting 0. Okay, why we are getting everything 0? Let me put the bracket. Let me put some bracket. So here also let me put some bracket, close and open and close it. Okay, let me click on execute and let's see whether we have got it or not. So we got it 0. Okay, why are we getting 0? For example, it is like a division by 0. For example, if we have anything 0 over here, okay, if anything is divided by 0, we can get 0 or infinity. So that is the reason we are getting the 0. So what we can do instead of doing this, okay, what we can do, okay, instead of doing this, we can implement, I mean, every time we need to implement pat index 1000 divided by cast, okay, every time we need to do that. In order to overcome this, okay, we have a concept called as CTEs. Okay, we have a concept called as CTE. What is the CTE? It is a temporary storage of the data. Okay, it is a temporary storage of the data where we can use the alias name, we can call the alias name directly in the calculations. How? Let us see that. So let me write. So it starts with CTE starts with command or with function. So I can write some name, okay, with name of the CTE. So what is the name of the CTE? So let me write FMCG. Okay, FMCG CAL, calculation as, open the bracket. Okay, open the bracket. At the end, close the bracket. Okay, at the end. So what do you do? At the end, close the bracket. Okay, at the end, close the bracket. So now what do we need to do? We can write select star from this table. Select star from this table, FMCG cal table. Okay, now let me run this. Now you see it is been running. Okay, this is running fine. Okay, so what do we have in here? So what do we have in here? So select star from FMCG cal. Okay, in this CTE. Okay, in this CTE. Okay, in this CTE, whatever the columns that we have above, all are stored. Whatever the columns are there, these are all stored in the FMCG calculation CTE. Okay, FMCG CTE, CTE is common table expression, which is used to handle huge amount of data. So it would run when we only execute the query. We get the output when we only execute the query. It will not be stored anywhere. It is a temporary storage. Now what do we do? Now we can call the above calculations. We can directly call. I can directly, there is no need of taking all these. I can directly take pack value. Okay, I can directly take pack value. So how do we do that? Let us see here. Okay, let us see here. So let me put it down. Okay, let me put it down. Okay, so here what do I do? So let me take this. So what did we give? Let me give some naming. FMCG calculation. Okay, let me directly call this. Okay, FM. Let me call this as FM. Okay, I'm giving some alias name. AS. So here what do I do? FM dot star. FM dot star, which is like all the columns. FM dot star is like all the columns. Here, what do I do? Now let us go for calculations. Okay, the same calculations. Okay, packs per quintal. Okay, packs per quintal. Now what do we do? 1 lakh divided by. So here, null if is the function. If the column has nulls, okay, if the column has nulls, make it 0. Okay, if the column has nulls, make it 0. Null if it takes two parameters, that is, so let me write fm dot pack value. Okay, fm dot pack value, comma 0. What is null if? What does it do? What does it do? If this pack value has nulls, make it 0. Simple. Null if what is null? Yes, null if FM pack value, if pack value has nulls, if it finds nulls, it replaces the nulls with 0. Okay, it replaces nulls with 0. So that is null if. Okay, close the bracket. Then what do we do here? We can go for writing as packs per quintal. Okay, packs per quintal. Okay, now let me run this. Okay, if you see here, yes, we got it. Packs per quintal is 333. Okay, next calculation. What is the next calculation? The same calculation. Total retail packs produced. Okay, total retail packs produced. Okay, what do we do here? Again, the same thing. So what do we have? FM dot. So let me give the comma. If you miss the comma, we get the errors. Okay, FM dot. What is that what is that column name? Produced capacity quintal by day. Okay. So let me write produced capacity quintal by day multiplied by the same formula, produced capacity divided by packs per quintal. So what we can do? We can directly go for taking 1000 divided by this data. Okay, this data. And what we can do? So let me take the bracket. Let me add the bracket. Everything is in a single. Okay, as total packs produced. I can directly give total packs, total retail packs produced. Okay, let me execute this, whether it is running or not. So it is 3996. Okay, 3996 are produced from these packs per quintal. Okay, and what is the next one that we need to calculate? So we calculated total retail packs produced. Next one is total retail packs production. Okay, next one is total retail packs production. Total retail packs production. What is that? This is like utilization, complete utilization of the unit. So simple, straightforward. So 100 liters mineral water need to be produced. The capacity is 100 liters, but it only produced 80 liters. So in that 100 liters, 100 water bottles need to be 1 liter bottle is 100, but we only received 80 liters, 80 water bottles. So here also the same thing. This is the 80 liters. What is total retail packs produced? Now what do we need to do? We need to calculate. Same, let me take the same formula. Okay, here we have the same formula. The only thing is that we need to write production capacity. Okay, production capacity. And here also production. Let me click on execute. You see, when we are implementing the calculations, the query is taking little time to run. Okay, when we are implementing the calculations, the query is taking little time to execute. It took 16, 17 seconds. Okay, this is total retail packs production. Okay, total retail packs production. Next one is expected or estimated production. Okay, estimated production. It's like a target. Okay, so it is like a target retail production. So every company has the target. So that is the reason target. Okay, expected production. Okay, expected production. Okay, expected production. Let me run this. Let me execute this. Yes. So what is that? What is that? So let me show that to you. This is this is total retail packs produced, total retail packs production, and this is total retail packs estimated. So let me write it as estimation. Okay, total retail packs target. Okay, total retail packs target. It is not the utilization, it is the target. So what is the next step is, the next step of calculation is base cost. Okay, base cost per pack. Okay, base cost per pack. So let us go from the product produced. Okay, so from the produced base cost per pack. So what do we do here? So we can calculate it, comma. So we can go for FM dot. So we can directly pull the total operational cost. Okay, total operational cost divided by, okay, divided by whatever the calculations that we have from the above, we can give it. Okay, what is that? So did we calculate the total retail packs produced? We can directly get it. Produced capacity, okay, divide it over here, give the bracket so that it can easily understand. End it. Okay, as base cost, produced base cost. Okay, so what we can do? So we can name this as produced produced base cost per pack. Let me execute. Yes. So what is the produced base cost pack? 19 rupees. For 19 rupees for 300 ml. What is the product? 300 ml Chaiko ginger tea 300 ml. The base cost per pack is 19 rupees. Okay, everything is in rupees. So the base cost is 19 rupees. Next thing is that, let me directly copy this. The next thing that we need to calculate is production base cost per pack. Production base cost. So here what do we need to do? In place of produce, let me go for production. Production. Okay. So like that also, let us go for expected or target. Okay. Target. So here in place of this expected production quantity. So here let me go for target base cost. Target base cost. Let me click on execute. Let me click on execute and let's see what we can figure it out. Okay. So when you observe the data, okay, when you observe the data, so the total retail packs is 3,996. The total retail packs produced is 3,996. The first example, let us see. First example. Total retail packs production, when we utilize the complete production, 100 liters of the machine, it is 4,995. So there is a difference of 100. And also total retail packs produced target is 4,495.5. Okay. From the produced, okay, from the produced, the base cost is 19 rupees per pack. Okay, 19 rupees per pack. Okay, base cost is 19 rupees per pack. Okay, the same thing, retail packs production. Okay, where is that? I think this is the production only. Okay, it is 15 rupees per pack. Okay, it is 15 rupees per pack. Because when you increase, okay, let me also show it one more. And the last one is total retail target. The target is 17 rupees. Okay, you ignore the point, you ignore the decimal, 17 rupees. Okay, 17 rupees. So what is the difference? So what did we understand? When you increase the production capacity, the base cost is decreasing. Okay, what is the observation you did? What is the observation that we can find? When there is an increase in the production, okay, when there is an increase in the production, okay, the value is 15 rupees per pack. Even if we go for the target, the value is 17 rupees per pack. But due to only produced capacity, it is 19 rupees. So comparing with the production, produced versus production versus target, there is a difference of 2 rupees. Only consider first example. There is a difference of 2 rupees. Sorry, sorry. Produced capacity and target capacity 2 rupees. Produced capacity and production capacity 4 rupees. You see how different the prices are. When you produce more, when you reach the production capacity, the base cost is lower. The base cost is decreasing. So that is what we can understand. So you explain the same thing in the interview. What are the findings that you observed from the FMCG production is, so as per the analysis, when the target, when the capacity, when the machine reached the capacity, when it is produced capacity, more production, more produce, lesser the base cost. Okay, the same thing, 1 kg atta. If you take 1 kg atta, okay, if you take 1 kg atta, 1 kg atta, you made chapatis. You made chapatis. In 1 kg atta, what did you do? You made 10 chapatis. Okay. So 1 kg atta price is, for example, let me go for taking 50 kgs. Okay. What did we do? We made 10 chapatis. So for 10 chapatis, it is 50 rupees. Sorry. Rupees 50. For 10 kg atta, the rupees is 50. So absolutely for 10 chapatis, the price is also rupees 50. If you sell these chapatis for 10 rupees, okay, you got 100 rupees. You got 100 rupees. So for 10 chapatis, it is 50 rupees. The base cost is 5 rupees per chapati. Okay, 5 rupees per one chapati. So what happened? So if you want to decrease the base cost, okay, the making cost. So what do you need to do? You make 15 chapatis. Okay, you tried something, you added maida into it. Okay, that we regularly see in the hotels. 1 kg atta, half kg maida, or 1 kg. If you take 1 kg atta, in that half kg, 1 kg flour. Okay, half kg is wheat and half kg is maida. So that what happens? The base cost decreased. You get 1 kg of atta for 50 rupees, 1 kg of maida for only 25 rupees. So your base cost is improved. Okay, so that is what the same thing here. The target base cost is decreasing when there is a more production. Okay, when there is a more production. So that is what we have it. So let us connect tomorrow at the same time. So we have other calculations available. Okay, what are all other calculations? We need to go for capacity utilization. What is the difference between produce capacity, production capacity? Okay, let me change the name. Produced and production. Production. What is the difference between produced capacity and production capacity and target capacity? So most of the times we go with target, okay, produced and target. Okay, plan versus actual, target versus actual. What is the difference between these? Difference in the technical terminology, it is called as a variance. In the previous session, we discussed about the calculation part. So what did we discuss? We discussed about the remaining calculations. So what are all the total retail packs production? So target retail packs production, produced base cost, production base cost. So one thing to remember, when you execute this, it will not execute. The only thing is that you click on the whatever the database that we have created, we need to be in that database to execute the query. Yes, now it is getting executed. So what did we observe in the previous? I mean, we did not observe fully. We did not observe the whatever the analysis that we did, but on the top 10 records that we have, which is like top, not top 10 records, whatever the records that we see here. So what did we observe? When there is an increase in the production, okay, when there is an increase in the production, there is a decrease in the base cost. Okay, there is a decrease in the if the production increases, the base cost per unit decreases. That is what we understood in the previous session. So you explain the same thing in the interview, stating that, okay. So I observed that, also inform the same thing to the stakeholders or to the clients. So the production capacity increased, the base cost decreased. So that is what you can explain the same thing in the interview. And also we have seen, so what did we see in the previous session? We have seen the calculation till target base cost pack. Okay, target base cost pack. The remaining calculations are capacity utilization analysis. The remaining calculations are capacity utilization analysis. What is the capacity utilization analysis? Capacity utilization analysis. What is the capacity? So the production is, so what do we have? The production capacity is, the production capacity is 15, but the produced capacity is only 12. So what is the percentage of utilization? Okay, what is that? Percentage of utilization. So how do we analyze that? What is the simple straightforward formula? We generally do that. Simple. The person need to work for 10 hours. Okay. What is the office hours? 10 hours. But the person only worked for 8 hours. Okay. What is the percentage of working? 80%. Simple. So 10 hours is the working percentage. 100 percentage, 10 hours. Oh, the person worked only for 8 hours. So which is 80% of the working. So how did we do that? 8 divided by 10. Okay, 8 divided by 10. So let me open the calculator. You will easily understand. Okay. So when we go for making 8 divided by 10, so it is 0.8. We got the value. When we convert the value into percentage, what do we need to do? Multiply it with 100. So what is the percentage of working of the employee in the organization for 10 hours? It is 80%. So here also we need to analyze what is the capacity utilization of the plant or the unit based on the production capacity and produced capacity. Okay, based on the production capacity and produced capacity. We can do multiple. That is what I'm saying. We can do multiple analysis. So whether the client explains us the same thing or not, but we need to do the analysis. Client doesn't know, but what do you make something out of the data? Okay, this capacity utilization is not included in the documentation that we have, but we are doing, this is additional analysis. So what is that? Same thing. What do we need to do? So the thing is that let us go with the same thing. FM dot, because we need to, every time when we call something, we need to call it by the alias name. Okay, FM dot. We are getting error because enter the comma. We are missing the comma. What is the same thing? 8 divided by 10. Produced capacity quintal by day divided by production capacity quintal by day. Simple, straightforward. That is the only thing that we need to do. So how do we take that? Okay, how do we take that? FM dot produced capacity. Okay, produced capacity multiplied by 100, because we need to take it by the percentage. Okay, produced capacity multiplied by 100, divide production capacity. Okay, divide production capacity. So what do we do? So let me go for taking null if. Okay, null if because if we have any nulls, we will not be getting any. If we have any nulls, it will be replaced by the 0. FM dot produced capacity. Okay, sorry, production capacity. Production capacity. Okay, O comma 0. Close the bracket. So what is the name of the column? As so we can go for capacity utilization. Okay, capacity utilization. Capacity utilization. PCT represents percentage. Okay, now let me execute this. So what did we get? Let us see that. So we got capacity percentage as 80%, 75%. Okay, some of them are 100%. They are meeting the production capacity and produced capacity. Both of them are same. Okay, so they are running in between 92%. Okay, 100%. Few of them are okay. They are good. So if you want to get any, I mean, more than after percentage also, if you want to see any decimals, okay, if you want to see any decimals, what we can do, we can go for writing round, open the bracket, and here, comma 3, and close the bracket. Okay, and click on execute. Let's see whether we get the point or not. No, we haven't got anything, so we can ignore that. So we got utilization capacity. Okay, we calculated the utilization capacity. So here what do we have? Here what do we have? So we can go for writing one condition. Okay, here we can go for writing one condition. So what is that condition? Okay, case statements. Case statements. So what is the capacity that we see? We see the capacity from 70% to 100%. Okay, 70% to 100%. For example, if you take our marks, okay, so we have an option in when we were in school days or college days, we have GP, CGPA, okay, some grades, okay, simply some grades. So if your marks in between 2 to 4, you are like C grade, okay, 4 to 6, okay, 4 to 6 B grade, okay, 4 to 6 is B grade, 6 to 8 it is A grade, okay, 6 to 8 is A grade, greater than 8 is A plus grade. So this is what I mean, for example, I'm saying this is not exactly what it is, but in the CGPA, so if we get something like this, we have got grades. So here also we can go for one case statement stating that, okay, case statement stating that if utilization, based on the utilization, what we can do, if it is less than 70%, okay, less than 70%, so we can go for underutilization. We can say underutilization. And one more thing, less than 85%, okay, less than 85%, we can go for acceptable. Yes, it is working fine. Okay, acceptable. What is that? If the machine is working more than 85%, okay, more than 85%, we can say, okay, yes, it is working fine. 85% production, 85% or 90% of the production is fine, because the company, the business put some target stating that, okay, 85 plus or 95 plus percentage is good for reaching the targets or reaching the production, reaching our target, estimated revenue. Okay, and if it is 100%, so we can go for giving some value. Yes, it is utilized, fully utilized. We can go for stating that fully utilized. So this is what we can go for giving some statements. But how do we write it? Okay, so in SQL we have case statement. In Power BI we have if else condition. So what is that? If in the DAX we have if else conditions. If logical test equal to some condition, result if true, the syntax I'm saying result if true, result if false, simple. So here what do we have? We have case statements, okay, case statements. So let us directly write the case statement. So the case statements comes with the combination of case when condition 1 equal to result 1, then what is the output? Condition 2, again the next thing, else if, okay, else or again when, not we directly get again when. So we go for condition 2 equal to result 2, then. So it goes something like this. At the end, we go for else. What is the name of the column that we want to give? So here, let me go for case. So we need to write the comma. Case when. So what do you say? Produced capacity quintal. Okay, FM dot. Produced capacity quintal by day multiplied by 100. Okay, case when produced capacity divided by production capacity. So I need to get the same thing. Okay, I need to get the same thing. Okay, so let me take this same thing. Okay, so here what do we do? So let me go for taking this. Okay, FM dot produced capacity quintal by day multiplied by 100. Okay, divided by. Okay, then what do we need to do? If it is less than 70, percentage, then what we can do? Let me write it in a capital letter. Then we can go for underutilization. Okay, underutilization. Okay, underutilization. Again, we can go for writing when. Okay, we can go for writing when. So I can take the same thing. Okay, I can take the same thing. So here what do? We write less than 85 percentage. Then, so we can go for acceptable. Yes, it is working fine. Acceptable. And the next one, let me copy the same thing. When less than or equal to, or less than or equal to 100. Okay, then optimal. So I can go for writing optimal. Else we can directly go for utilized. Okay, else utilized. Okay, so here what we need to do? We need to write the column name. Okay, we need to write the column name. End as, what is the column name? Capacity utilization status. Capacity utilization status. Okay, capacity utilization status. Let me click on execute. Let me come down. So if it is less than, okay, if it is less than 85 percentage, it is acceptable. Yes, whichever have the less than 85 percentage acceptable. Or we can also do it in another way. So if you want to go for writing, another condition, less than 70 percentage underutilization. Okay, less than 70 percentage underutilization, because every company takes that it should at least work for 80 percentage. Working hours should be 80 percentage. Same thing, 10 hours if you have 8 or 9 hours. Okay, 1 hour break, 8 hours should employee work in the organization. That is the policy. 8 hours out of 10 hours is like a 80 percentage. Now other companies, they are doing 9 hours. So 90 percentage they made. So if it is less than 70, underutilization. Less than or equal to 85, less than 85, acceptable. Yes, it is acceptable. Less than or equal to 100, Okay, which falls under 86 to 100% optimal. Okay, they are good. Or we can also write it in some other way. Okay, we can also write it in another way. Okay, so what we can do, equal to 100. So we can write equal to 100. Okay, what we can do, we can write utilization. Okay, 100% utilization. We can also name this as another way, 100% utilization. Okay, whichever are equal to 100. So if it is less than, greater than or equal to 85%, so we can go for writing reached target. Reach the target or not the target, or so what we can do, we can go for writing optimal. Optimal. So if it is less than 85 percentage, okay, less than 85 percentage, less than 80 percentage, let us go for 80 percentage. Okay, less than 80 percentage, we can go for the first option that we have, underutilization. Underutilization. Okay, so what does it mean? Which means like I can filter the data in the Power BI. Okay, I can filter the data in the Power BI. So, okay, which plans reach 100%? When I filter the data 100%, yes, I'm able to get all the records of the 100%. Okay, so here I can go for it. Okay, here I can give the condition. Here also I can go for writing the condition where capacity utilization status, okay, equal to, I can go for writing equal to 100% utilization. 100% utilization. Let me write this dot. Okay, let us we get it. Okay, we cannot directly get it. What do we need to do again? We need to go for taking another CTE. Okay, we need to get another CTE to filter the data. So this is, we can go for filtering the data. Okay, 100% utilization. Okay, so this is what we can go for utilization status. Yes, we got it. And what is the next step? Okay, what is the next step? The next step is, so each and every company in the organization, they have like target. They have like target. Also, they will also have target and actuals. Okay, target and actuals. What is target and actuals? Or in another words, it is also called as biz plan versus actual. Plan versus actual. Okay, what is plan versus actual? Simple. Let me take the cricket analogy, so you would easily understand. We get connected to cricket analogy. So what is that cricket analysis? Okay, so we regularly see when we watch the cricket. Okay, if the team maintains, okay, if the team maintains 5 10 10 run rate, 10 run rate per over, okay, in 20 overs, in 20 overs, it can reach 200 runs. Okay, in 20 overs, it can reach 200 runs. This is the plan. This is the plan, or it is also called as target. Okay, estimated target. Oh, we can hit. So if you ask the captains of the team, they say that okay, we would, it's a batting pitch, we can easily reach 200 runs. But the team only scored 180 runs. Team only scored 180 runs. What is the difference between the target versus actual? This is called as actual. Okay, this is called as actuals. What is the difference between target 200 minus 180? It is 20 runs. Okay, the difference between target versus actual is 20 runs. Okay, what is the run rate? It is 9 per over. 9 run rate. 9 run rate per hour. How did I say 9 run rate per hour? 9 multiplied by 20, it is 180 runs. Okay, the run rate is 9 run rate per hour. So here also we can go for what is the target and what is the actual. Okay, what is the target and what is the actual? Plan versus actual variance. In the technical terminology, the one which we see 20 runs is the variance. Okay, what it is called as? It is called as variance. Okay, how do we calculate that? Let us see that. So how do we calculate? Let us see that. So let us directly go for taking produced capacity minus expected production quantity. Okay, so we can go for writing fm dot produced capacity. Okay, produced capacity quintal by day minus expected capacity quintal by day, close the bracket. So here also close the bracket. We are trying to find out the percentage, variance percentage. Okay, fm dot multiplied by 100. Okay, multiplied by 100 divided by expected. Okay, null if expected. So let me take this. Okay, so here what do we do? In place of production capacity, I can go for expected. Okay, I can go for expected. So we get the percentage. Okay, we get the percentage. So I can go for writing as production variance capacity. As production variance capacity. Production variance capacity. Let me click on execute. Okay, if you see 11.11 is the production capacity variance. It is changing 12%. Comparing with the expected target, not the production. It is only the expected production. Okay, it is the cutoff by the company. Okay, company doesn't go for 100%. They go for at least 85 to 90%. Okay, did the produce did the production reach the target or not? Okay, did the production reach target or not? So what do we have here? So we are getting point after point. There are many decimals available. So let us go for restricting the decimals to only 2 points. How do we restrict? Give the round, open the bracket, at the end, comma, 2 and close the bracket. Click on execute. So we restricted the decimals only to the 2 points. Now you see, we got the production variance capacity. Okay, we got production variance capacity. We can also calculate this. Okay, estimated production. We can also go for estimated. We only calculated for the production, expected production, not the production. Okay, we can also calculate that. Next one. Okay, another one is lost capacity analysis. Okay, another one is lost capacity analysis. What is the lost capacity analysis? Production capacity minus produced capacity. Same thing. Target minus actual. Okay, target minus actual. So what is that? Production capacity, FM dot. Okay, so let me go for taking production capacity. FM dot production capacity minus FM dot produced capacity. FM dot produced capacity as lost capacity. Okay, as lost capacity per quintal. So let me click on execute. So what did we get? Let us see that. Okay, three quintals have lost. So we lost 3 quintals. Okay, we lost 3 quintals. Okay, we lost. We can also do it the percentage. Okay, we can also go for getting the percentage. Okay, how do we get the percentage? Divided by the production capacity. Okay, divided by production capacity. So what we can do, let me take the same thing. Okay, so let us go for taking the same thing. Produced capacity. So in place of expected, let me go for production capacity, and here also production capacity. So here what we can go for production capacity. Here let me name this as expected or target here production. Let me click on execute. Okay, so it is 20% production. Okay, it is 20% production. So what is the target? Okay, what is the production capacity? 50 is the production, 15 is the production capacity. Okay, but last is 3. Okay, so what is the percentage? 3 multiplied by 5, it is 15. Okay, 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. So 20 is the production capacity lost. Okay, 20 is the, so first example, 20 is the 3% lost. So they can calculate, okay, what is the main percentage lost? What is the least percentage that we lost? Okay, here you see only 0. Only 0. 24. 14, 14, yes. There is nothing, no difference between the production and produce capacity. Sometimes it is meeting the capacity. Okay, so this is the variance. Okay, this is in the last capacity percentage. Last capacity percentage. So we can go for 15. Okay, what is that? What is that? The first one, 12 divided by 15. Okay, so let me get the calculator. Where is that calculator? Okay, 12 divided by 15. Okay, 0.8. Okay, 12 divided by 15. But we are only doing the, what is the percentage? Produced capacity minus production capacity divided by production capacity. Okay, this is production variance capacity. So here we have target variance capacity. Okay, target variance capacity. So are we clear till now? So are we clear? All of you? Any doubts? Any doubts? SN, Komala, Monica, Sandeep, Sayan. Any doubts? Okay. The last calculation, let us do the last calculation. I mean, we can also do it if we get few more. We can also do some analysis, more analysis in Power BI also. Okay. So let us see what is the last calculation that we can do. Okay. What is the last calculation is average monthly production. Average monthly production. What is that? Average monthly production. So one of the interview question. Okay. One of the interview questions in the query part. So how do you calculate average monthly production? How do you, I mean, what is average? What does it mean? So you see manufactured date, there is a manufactured date, and also we have manufactured month. There is that manufactured month. We also have one more column called as manufactured month. Do we have that? Manufactured month. We have the date. Total, yeah, manufactured month. Manufactured date and manufactured month. So what they want, average, how much the manufacturing unit is producing on an average. Okay, how much it is producing by average. Average monthly production. How do we do that? So we have a function called as average, AVG, open the bracket. So now let us take the produced capacity. Okay, FM dot produced capacity. Okay, so let me directly take this produced capacity, close the bracket. Okay, produced capacity, close the bracket. So what do we get? If I click on execute, okay, if I click on execute, so we got one error stating that invalid in the select list because it is not contained in either an aggregate function or group by clause. Always remember, interview question, in the select statement, if you use aggregate functions, what are all the aggregate functions? Some, minimum, maximum, average, count. If you use select these aggregate functions in the select statement, then you need to go for group by. Always remember, always remember. Okay, when you use aggregate functions in the select statement, use group by. Use group by. Whatever the columns that you used, use those columns in the group by. So it is saying that. So what do we need to do? Average, it is not working, but we can go for writing window function over. Okay, over. Open the bracket. What is the question? What is the requirement? Average monthly production. For example, today something is produced. Okay, today one is produced. Okay, for example, what is that? Day one, 10 items are produced. Day 2, 20 items are produced. Day 3, 30 items are produced. What is the average production of 3 days? What do we say? What is the average production of 3 days? 10 plus 20, 30 plus 30, 60. 60 divided by 3. Okay, 60 divided by 3 and 20 is the average production. 20 is the average production. Okay, the average production is 20. So this should repeat for the whole month. Okay, from day 30, the 20 should repeat. Okay, 20 should repeat. I need to analyze the data. What is the average production of every month? Okay, and here what we can do, it should split. After every month, it should split. How does it happen? Partition over partition. Okay, how do you want to partition? By year of manufactured month, year of manufactured date, comma month of manufactured date. Okay, month of manufactured date, as we can go for writing average monthly production. Average monthly production. Okay, average monthly production. So why? What? Okay, let me take FM dot. Let me take FM dot. Sometimes incorrect syntax. Yes. Why? Okay, did we miss to close one more bracket? Yes, we missed to close one more bracket. Okay, that is the reason we got. Okay, let me click on execute. And let us see what is the output that we are getting. The average monthly production of this month. Okay, what is that date? Okay, the date is, where is that date column? In the year 2015. Okay, first month. Okay, 2015 and first month, the average production is 8. Okay, the average production, it repeats for the whole month. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. For the 30 days it repeats. Okay, for 30 days it repeats, and every month it changes. The average production changes. So this is the average monthly production. So till here we have completed all the calculation part. Okay, till here we completed almost. I mean, if we need to have few more, we can also do it. No worries at all. We can handle it in the Power BI. Okay. So yeah. So what is the analysis that we can do in Power BI? So we can see what is the actual versus versus business plan, business plan versus target. So we can do this analysis in the bar chart. We can see what is the actual, what is the business plan, okay, what is the target. Business plan is the complete production. What is the target? They estimate each and every based on the parameter the business expect. Okay, this is what I need to get in the next year, or from the data it estimates. So out of $1 million, I need to $1 million is the target. And what is the business plan? Business plan is $9 million. Okay, $0.9 million. And what is the actual? $0.8 million. What is the difference between the actual business plan and the target? How far the actual is standing in between business plan and the target? So let us see in the visualization. How do we see the visualization? Control C, Control V. Go to Power BI. Click on new file, blank report. Okay. So what do we do here now? So click on SQL Server. Okay. So expand the advanced option, paste the query. Okay. Paste the query. So what do we need to do? So we need to enter the server name. Okay. Enter the server name. Copy this server name. And also we need to enter the database name. What is that database name? This is the database name. Even though it says optional, we need to enter the database name and click on OK. Yes, now we are able to see the data. Okay, now we are able to see the data. Click on load. Yes, now the data is loading. 80,360 rows have loaded into the Power BI. So go to table view and now you see, yes, we have the unit ID, manufacturing unit state. Okay, so we have the state material, all the calculations are available. Okay, all the calculations are available in this data. Okay, so what do we need to do here? Let me save this file. Let me save this file. Okay, let me save this file as CoolBev analytics dashboard. For now, let me name this as CoolBev analytics dashboard. Yes, it is saved. Okay, this is well and good. First thing we discussed about the joins. Okay, first thing we discussed about combining the fact table and dimension table to extract the dimension information into the fact table. Okay, so joining foreign key equal to primary key. Always remember the thumb rule. Okay, your thumb rule or the database thumb rule to remember is, we often 99% in the organization, in the industries, they use left outer join to get the data from the dimension table into fact table. Okay, why? Because we do not want to miss any transactional information. So that is the reason we go for foreign key first, then equal to primary key, so that we are trying to get the dimension data into fact data. Okay, we joined it. First thing, what did we do? We joined it. Second thing, for implementation of the measures or implementation of the calculations, what did we do? We put everything in a CTE. Okay, why did we put everything in the CTE? What is the usage of CTE? In CTE, okay, so simple way of explaining CTE is like, so let me simply explain. So x equal to 10. Okay, simple way. Y equal to 20. Okay, so I am doing some calculations on the bottom. Addition, add equal to. So there is no need of repeating 10 plus 20 every time. So what I can do, x plus y. Okay, what I'm trying to do, I am calling this x, y in multiple calculations, in multiple measures. Okay, if I go for subtraction, I can go for x minus y, x minus y. Okay, subtraction x minus y. And the next one is multiplication equal to x multiplied by y. So whatever I define in the CTE, okay, so what I'm trying to do, so with CTE, okay, the what CTE name, so it starts with function, okay, with CTE as, open the bracket, you put everything in the CTE, select statements and all, okay, select statements and all, you put everything in CTE. Then at the end, what do you do? Select, then you go for writing the calculation part. So how do you write the calculation? You write everything from CTE. Okay, you write everything from CTE. You get everything from the CTE. So this is the reason we go for using the CTE. So what happens? For anything that we want to repeat the calculations, we use CTEs. Okay, we put everything in the CTE. Okay, we put everything in the CTE. Till here we put everything. For the calculation, what we can do, we can directly call whatever we have it from the above. Okay, we can directly use. So what did we do? We calculated packs per quinta, and also we calculated the total retail packs produced based on the formula. Okay, based on whatever the formula that we have. Okay, based on this formula. Okay, packs per ton. Okay, or produced capacity per ton. So based on the calculations we made, we implemented this calculation in the query. Okay, let me come down. Yeah, here if you see, we went through the 1 ton equal to conversion factors. Okay, 1 ton equal to 1000 kgs, 1 quintal equal to 100 kgs, 1 quintal to gram, so it is 1 lakh. So that is what we are doing here. Okay, that is what we are doing here. Okay, that is what the conversion factors. 1 tens, 100, 1000, 10,000 lakhs. Yeah. So that is what we are doing. 1 tens, 100, 1000, 10,000 lakhs. So we are trying to convert this quintal to grams. So that is the reason we are doing 1 lakh divided by whatever we have the value. Okay. So that is what we are doing. 1 lakh divided by pack size in grams, not kgs, grams. Okay. So retail packs produced. So how much packs we produced? Again, the formula based on this, packs per produced capacity multiplied by pack per quintal. Okay, and the next one is base cost price. Okay, we discussed it till here. What is the base cost per pack? So it is the price. It is the cost, not price. Okay, do not get confused with cost and price. Cost to the company. Okay, it is like cost to the company. I made a product. Okay, I made, same example, I made one, so I am running, what do you say, chapati, for example. Okay, chole bhature. So I took 1 kg of what do you say, the atta. Same example I'm repeating. Okay, don't get okay, don't worry. So 1 kg of atta. So to understand, so it would be very easy for us to understand. 1 kg of atta. Okay, Ashirwad. So 1 kg of atta. So I produced 10 rotis. I made 10 rotis. So 1 kg of atta, I bought it for 50 rupees. Okay, 10 rotis. So probably like 5 rupees per roti. Okay, it is like making 5 rupees per roti, 10 rotis. So in 1 kg atta, I made 10 rotis. Okay, each roti cost 5 rupees. Okay, 5 rupees, 5 rupees. And I did not add making charges. So I'm putting my efforts. Okay, So let me add each roti, let me add rupees 5 rupees. Okay, I added 5 rupees. So whatever the making charges I'm adding, making charges includes oil and all gas. Okay, all these. Okay, so each roti price. Now it is price. I'm selling in the market. Okay, the price is 10 rupees. How? How 10 rupees? Cost plus making charges. Okay, cost plus making charges. 5 plus 5, 10 rupees. Okay, 10 rupees. So for each cost, okay, for each roti, I'm charging 10 rupees. Okay, so for 10 rotis, cost is 50 rupees. Okay, cost is 50 rupees. Price is price complete for all. Okay, price 100 rupees. Okay, 10 rotis, 10 100 rupees. So I want to calculate what do we need to calculate? What is the profit? Okay, what is the profit? Cost, sorry, price minus cost. So I would get something like 50 rupees is my cost. 50 rupees is my profit. So if I take that into percentage, 50% is my profit. Okay, so this is regular, normal. Even the Pani Puri person also does the same thing. Every day he earns 3,000 rupees. He says that he earns 3,000 rupees, but we do not know that how much he is spending on the flour or what the pani he is making, and so he spends oil and all these things. Okay, that comes into making charges or the maintenance charges or all the operational charges in the technical terminology, operational charges. So here also base cost, we calculated it from total operational cost divided by total packs produced. This is the foundation for all the pricing. Okay, for all the pricing. So the next thing is that X factory price. What is X factory price? This is what? Okay, this is the main thing. Base cost multiplied by 1 plus manufacture margin. So in the previous example, as we discussed, 5 rupees is the making charges I'm putting. Okay, 5 rupees is the making charges. Again, in that 5 rupees, so I'm charging 2.5 rupees for I'm putting my efforts. 2.5 rupees on the oil, gas. Okay, what do we do? Oil, gas, yeah, oil, gas. Okay, so that is what? For the 2.5 rupees, oil and gas. So 2.5 is the labor charges, 2.5 is the material charges. Okay, 5 rupees. Same thing here. Manufacturing margin percentage is also like the making charges plus whatever the sorry, manufacturing margin is not okay, you ignore that. Okay, in the base price itself we calculated that. Okay, in the base price itself the total operational cost has all these making charges, material raw material charges, raw material amount, plant cost, electric power, fuel, and all those comes into total operational charges. Okay, ignore this. So manufacturing margin. Okay, what is manufacturing margin? The manufacturing margin I produced. Okay, so I produced 10 rotis. Okay, I produced 10 rotis. So I am the distributor of, for example, Idle. I think we have seen that company. Okay, what is that company? Idle, which makes the what do you say, parota and rotis, parota rotis. Okay, what is that? Ready to make parotas and rotis. Okay, I gave my 10 parotas and 10 rotis for the margin of 20%. Okay, that Ideal bought. Okay, that Ideal bought with 20% margin, manufacture margin from me, which is like 10 rupees. For example, let me take 100 rupees, the wholesale. Okay, let me take 100 rupees. In that 100 rupees, I'm the maker, I'm the producer. Okay, I'm the manufacturer. I put 20%. Okay, 20% making. Okay, I charge 20% on the products I make. Okay, for that Ideal, I sold it for 120 rupees. 10 chapatis, 120 rupees. Okay, 10 chapatis, 120 rupees. Where is that? Yeah, 120 rupees. He is the distributor. Okay, he is the distributor. So distributor bought it for 120 rupees. Okay, 120 rupees. The next one is retailer. So retailer, he came, the individual shops that we see in our colony. Okay, you open any fridge in your colony, you find that idle rotis and ready to make rotis, ready to make parotas, ready to make the coffee. You get coffee liquids if you go to any marts in your locality. Okay, retailer buy it for 10 to 15 percentage. Okay, 10 to 15 percentage from the distributor. Okay, 10 to 15 percentage from the distributor, probably like 10 percentage. If I go for 10 percentage, 132 rupees. Okay, rupees 132 rupees till 135. Let me go round figurely, let me calculate. 132 to 135 rupees retailer bought. Then he sells, the retailer sell it for some amount. Okay, retailer adds 10 more percentage into it. Okay, retailer add 10 more percentage into it. So probably like 132 plus 13.2, it would be some value 144 on an average. Let me go for 145 rupees. 145 rupees. Okay, there are 10 rotis divided by 10. So the price is 114.5 rupees per chapati. Okay, 14.5 rupees per chapati. But the chapati is, the roti is manufactured, cost is, this is price. This is price. Cost is 5 rupees. Okay, cost is 5 rupees. So considering all, the cost is 10 rupees. So it is selling at 14.5 rupees. So this is the same thing, the same concept that we have it over here. What is manufacturer margin? It is the profit percentage manufacturer charge on the top of their production cost. It is the production cost. Your technical terminology, you need to remember this technical terminology because you need to explain the same thing in the interview. Okay, you need to explain the same thing in the interview. Okay, before selling it to the distributor. Okay, this is the general concept. Whatever the business, whatever the product that you take from the manufacturing company, it is the general concept that every company follows. Okay, and the base cost, for example, the same example, 10 rupees, margin is 25 percentage, 10 multiplied by 1, it is 112.5 is the price they are selling. Okay, how companies decide manufacturer margin in real time? Okay, how do they decide? They decide based on the category, what is the typical margin and why. These are all the reasons. If you go for taking snacks, biscuits, the percentage is 12 to 25 percentage. Okay, why? High competition, low loyalty. Loyalty is like a margin. How much margin you are going to, this is the normal word that we listen wherever you go in any shop. Okay, any distributor. Okay, the wholesale. So they talk, if you ask for the lesser price, they say that no, we do not get it for that price. Okay, if you ask 150 rupees and they say 200 rupees, and if you bargain it for 150 rupees, they say that no, we do not even get that product for 150 rupees. You're asking that product, that price. So same thing. Okay, the margin. Breakfast oats 15 to 25 percentage, commodity plus moderate innovation. Okay, because oats is not taken by the, what do you say, every people in the every person in the family. It is only for the higher class. Who would eat oats, man? That's not our breakfast. Okay, so we eat whatever the normal breakfast that we have. Okay, soft drink, this is the typical margin. Energy drink, dairy products, and this is why the model uses food on an average. Okay, on an average in the industry, in the market, Food is 20%, beverage is 25%. This is realistic. You can go and search in the Google, because I took the information from the Google. Okay, I went to the websites of the cool drinks, the topmost beverage company in the world. I went to that website and I took the information from there. Okay, I took the information from there. And the next one is cost structure. Okay, the next one is cost structure. How you are putting your stock, the structure based on the items that you are getting, based on the raw material supplier. So we are getting more. Okay, high margin protection against cost spikes. Okay, if the raw material fluctuate, we see few times when we go to any restaurant, they do not serve onion. 1 year or 2 years back, we have seen such scenarios. So when we asked, they said the onion prices are high. So that's a cutoff. The onions are, they served, what do you say, the cucumber and carrot instead of onions. So that is also the reason based on the price. Okay. And the next one is brand power and marketing position. Brand type, what is the brand type? If you take the brand companies, okay, Red Bull, Tropicana Premium, okay, high margin. Mid-range, Pepsi and Coke, it is medium range. Local soda, local chips, very low margin. Because people got, even the people in villages also, they prefer eating the good good chips. Okay, they prefer few brand. Okay, this taste very good. So that is the reason they go for bigger. The brand type is the best brand, higher margin. Lower brand, no. Okay, and the fourth one is competition and market pressure. Okay, so if you see nowadays what they are doing, so if you take the margin must be lower, or product won't sell. Okay, so if you sell it, the marketplace, India like marketplace, whatever the whatever the product that you launch, the best brand in the world, you will not make the same price that we have it in the US or UK market, because the prices should be lower than what they are expecting. Okay, so margin must be lower or product won't sell. Okay, so we have the DAX, we have it in the DAX, but we want to do it in the query. Okay, what is that margin? So overall, food is 20%, beverage is 25%. Okay, now let me go here. Okay, let me go here. Let me run this query. Okay, let me run this query. So what do we have in here? We are able to see manufacturing unit. Okay, this is based on the category, main category. Okay, food and beverage is the main category. Okay, based on this category, this is the percentage, 20% and 25%. Let me check whether we have that main category or not. Okay, subcategory, we have the subcategory. Okay, we do not have the main category. At least do we have that category? Where is that category? Oh, where is that? Let me check. Okay, in the database, in this database tables, where is that category? Okay, right click, top 1000 beverages. Okay, didn't we pull category into this query? Don't we have category? Let me search category. Control F, category. DC dot category. Yeah, we have DC dot category. Where is that category? Yeah. Here we have it. I'm sorry. Okay, I missed it. Okay, but the thing is that it is based on the main category, but we do not have main category. Food and beverages is not there in the main category. But how do we implement that? Okay, let me open. We have one data like, where is that? Complete product pricing. active product pricing, manufacturing daily product. Where is that? Cool Bev hierarchy. We have an option called as, yeah, Cool Bev for products business hierarchy. Okay, let me click on this. So based on this hierarchy, we have the data. Okay, so what is the main category? So food beverage is the main category, but we do not have this. But how do we do that? Okay, we do not have this. Okay, let me copy this, go to another sheet, paste it, go to data. Okay, where is that? Go to data. Okay, remove duplicates. Okay, so what do we have? So beverages. When if the category is beverage, then it is beverage. If it is snack, okay, it is food. So what we can do here is we can write the case statement. Okay, we need to write the case statement to get that into our data. So how do we write? Let us go through it. Okay, how do we write? Let us go through it. Just a second. Yeah. So what is that? So let us go through the next. Okay, main category. Okay, main product category. We do not have that column, but we need to create the column. Okay, based on the case statement. Okay, how do we write the case statement? Comma. Okay, comma, case. Okay, case when. So what is the thing over here? Okay, what is the thing over here? Food equal to 20%, beverage equal to 25%. We can't directly implement it. But what do we need to do? Based on this data, okay, we need to implement this. Okay, case when. Okay, fm dot category based on the fm dot category. Okay, fm dot category equal to beverages. Okay, equal to beverages. Okay, then beverages. Okay, what we are trying to say, if it is equal to beverages, then it is beverages. Okay, simple, we can write it in a simple way. Let us go through another way. Okay, again when. Okay, when fm dot category equal to, okay, what do we have the next one? Snacks. Okay, let me copy the snacks. Okay, or okay, or fm dot category equal to, okay, fm dot category equal to next one breakfast. Okay, next one breakfast, or okay, or the next thing is that biscuits. What do we call biscuit? What do we call biscuit? No, biscuit. I'm just kidding. So we can write then. Okay, then food, else others. The last condition, else others. Okay, else other. And here what do we need to do? End as. We want to give the name of the column. Okay, end as main product category. Okay, main product category. Okay, main product category. So let me run this. Okay, let me run this. Did we get beverages? Okay, beverages. Yes, food beverages. Yes, we got it. Okay, you said okay, or you might have got question that why do we need to use three times or? We have one more function, one more operator. Why don't you use it? Okay, did anyone get this question? So we can use when. Okay, FM category. Okay, we can rewrite this in another way. In, we have a operator called as in. Okay, what I can do? Snacks. Okay, snacks, comma. Okay, breakfast, comma. biscuits, comma, close the bracket. Then you can write then food. Okay, then food. So what do? You just make it like this. Okay. Now you see, yes, we got it. Okay. Now, why you're writing there are only two categories? Why do you want to mention this? Okay. Why do you want to mention this? You can directly write in the else condition. Okay. Okay. So take this off. Else you write food. Else you write food. Okay. Did we get? Yes, we got it. Food. Okay. But if you see that you see the data, based on this data we need to build the query. Okay, we only have two conditions. Okay, if category equal to beverages, yes, beverages, else food. Okay, three ways we can write it. Okay, the best way is use in operator. Okay, in operator, whether there is no need of using or many times. Okay, so this is, yes, we have implemented the category. Yes, we got category, main product category table is the column is created. Okay, now let us come to the main calculation. Okay, now let us come to the main calculation. What is the main calculation? Manufacturer margin. Okay, what is that? Now we need to implement the this 20%, 25 percentage. How do we implement that? Okay, so now let me write. Okay, let me write some heading so that we can understand what the query is doing. Okay, manufacturer margin percentage. Okay, so here what do we need to do? So here we need to write the case statement again. Case. Okay, case. What do we need to do? We need to write when category. Same thing. Let me copy the same thing. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, case when. Okay, case when FM dot category, because we cannot, one more thing. Oh, you already written, can't we use this main category in here, FM dot main category? No, we cannot directly call main category in the next step of the calculation. Okay, for that, what do we need to do? We need to create CTE. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to create CTE, then we need to use the calculation. Whatever we have mentioned in the CTE, we can call it in the select statement. But now we cannot directly do that. Okay, so what do we here? When category equal to beverages, go for 0.25 percentage. Okay, 0.25. When it is in this one, you make it then 0.20. Else 0.0. Okay, we can go for end as manufacturer margin percentage. Okay, manufacturer margin, PCT means percentage. Okay, we calculated manufacturer margin percentage. So let it load, let it load, let it run. Let's see whether we are getting or not. Yes, we got 0.25, 0.25, 0.2. Yes, 0.2, 0.25. We calculated the percentage, but we need to implement in the X factory price. What is that? Let me open this. Where is that formula? X factory formula. Okay, what is this? Let me copy this. For your understanding, let me copy this. Okay, X factory price. What is the X factory price? Base cost multiplied by 1 plus manufacturer margin. Okay, base cost multiplied by 1 plus manufacturer margin. Can we take base cost per pack directly? No, we cannot take. Do we have base cost? Base cost per pack. Yes, we have the base cost per pack. But the thing is that what do we need to do? We need to get it. Where is that base? Produced base cost. Yeah, we need to take this. Okay, we need to take this and we need to calculate. Okay, base cost per pack. Then we need to go for calculating that. Okay. So what do we do? So let me take this. Let me take till here because we need to implement. If we take CTEs, okay, if we go for taking CTEs, we can go for directly multiplying it. Okay. Now what do we need to do? Multiply. Okay, multiply. Open the bracket. 1 plus. Okay, 1 plus. What do we need to do now? We need to take the manufacturer margin. We can't directly take the manufacturing margin percentage. What do we need to do? We need to take this. We need to take this calculation. Okay, we need to take this calculation. Close the bracket. Okay, so close the bracket. Okay, let me do one thing. End. End. Close the bracket as. Okay, so let me take off the comma. Okay, that is the reason we are getting errors. Okay, end as X factory price. Factory price. Okay, let me run. Yes, we got. Now we got X factory price as 30 rupees for first row. Okay. So what do you need to know about this? What is the produced capacity? You need to know produced capacity is 24 rupees. Okay. Sell X factory including the margin, it is 30 rupees. Okay. The bottle which is produced for 24 rupees, it is added with the manufacturer margin. So the X factory price is 30 rupees. Okay, we calculated X factory price. Okay, yes, we calculated X factory price. But the thing is that, okay, but the thing is that what do we have here? Produced capacity. This is only X factory price produced. Okay, you need to understand the concept. Don't worry, do not get confused. We calculated produced. The next thing is that, okay, next thing is that we need to also calculate production and target. Okay, so let me write produced. Okay, let me copy the same thing. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay, so here what do we need to do? Paste it. It is production. Rename this as production. Base cost per pack production. Okay, what do we need to do? Production multiplied by. So here what do we need to do? Just replace it with production. That's it. Production capacity. Okay, name this as X factory price production. Okay, X factory price production. Let me execute. Scroll right side. Okay, X factory price production is 30, 28. You see, it is decreasing. It is increasing, decreasing. Okay, so this is X factory price production. Next one is target. Okay, next one is target. Target. Okay, so here what do we say? What do we name this as? Target. So here what do? We do not have the target, we have expected. Okay, expected production. And here also, right, we are renaming that expected as target. Okay, now you see, you compare these three. Produced, the price is higher, 42 rupees. Production 31. Oh, there is a difference of 10 rupees. And X factory target, it is 36 rupees. So there is a difference of 8 rupees from the target, 10 rupees from the production. Okay, this is what we need to analyze, and this is what we need to showcase or present it to the client. So what did we calculate? We calculated X factory price target. We only calculated X factory price. What? Okay. So each and every business has a base cost per pack. Base cost is the manufacturing cost. Simply, base cost per pack is the manufacturing cost per pack. Per pack is like if you go to any grocery store and you find the 200 ml of Pepsi. Okay, the cost of 200 ml of Pepsi is 20 rupees, but the manufacturing cost would be 1 rupee or 2 rupees. Okay, that whatever the base cost per pack 1 rupee is there, so that is the manufacturing cost. In this base cost, okay, this is the formula. Okay, this is the formula. 1 plus manufacturing margin. Why 1 plus? Okay, so 1 plus 1 is like 100% here. 1 is like 100%. Okay, in the 100%, we are trying to add 20%. So there is no need of calculating 20% first, 20% first, and adding 20% to 100%. Okay, so directly we are using 1 plus 1 plus percentage. So that 1 is like 100%. Okay, again 20 manufacturing margin 20 is like 20%. So that we get 1 plus manufacturing margin, the percentage. So what we are trying to do here, total operational cost divided by, so this is the formula of base cost per pack. Okay, total operational cost divided by produced capacity per quintal multiplied by 1 lakh divided by. So this is the formula, okay, the one which I highlighted. This is the formula of cost per pack. Okay, packs per grams. This is the formula of packs per grams. So it is like if you want to calculate, if you want to look into one calculation, it is coming from the above. Okay, what is this calculation? 1 lakh, this is pack per quintal, not quintal, it is grams. Okay, packs per grams. And this is total retail packs produced. Whatever we have it above, we used it here in the formula. As per the calculations, as per the formula, we are using it. This is the formula. Okay, and we are
one quintal, one lakh, 10,000, 1 lakh. But no-leaf means no-leaf FML. What is this one?
Which one?
No-leaf.
Null-leaf. Yeah.
Yes.
So null-leaf is, for example, if this pack value has null. Okay. So it may not calculate null when you try to calculate, multiply anything, null with anything. Okay, blank with anything. Blank multiplied by 10, you do not get any value. Null multiplied by 10, you do not get any value. What we are saying, null if, okay, in the pack value, if you have nulls, replace it with 0. Okay, null if, okay, null if, like it is a condition, it is just like a condition. Null if pack value, if the pack value has nulls, replace it with 0. What happens when we replace null with 0? It becomes 0. 0 multiplied by anything becomes 0. But null multiplied with any value, or blank multiplied with any value, it does not make any sense. So that is the reason, in order to overcome the the errors. Okay, in Excel we use if error. In Power BI we use if error, the same function. Okay, if the column has error, replace it with 0. That is what we are saying. Okay, so these are all like the continuation from the above calculations. So that is what we have it. Okay, so we calculated the target price. X factory price is completed only. The next one is wholesale price. Okay, the next one is wholesale price. Let me put this in here. Sorry, where is that? Let me put it here so that when you refer, it would be easy for you to understand. Okay, wholesale price equal to X factory multiplied by 1 plus distribution margin. But the thing is that we have a calculation for distribution margin, distributor margin. Okay, what is the distribution? Wholesale price is the price at which distributor sells the product to retailer. What are all the retailer? Kirana stores, supermarket, grocery stores, wholesalers. Okay, it is higher than X factory price because the distributor adds their margin. Why do they add their margin? Storage, transportation, loading, unloading, warehouse, if they want to keep the products, delivery to retailer, they maintain one vehicle. Okay. I think whether you observed it or not, when you see the grocery store nearby, you see one truck that unloads all the products whenever there is a inventory that the grocery store needed. Sales agent, okay, damage or spillage. If you see one chips packet is got whole when they are trying to transport, that's a loss. That's a loss to distributor only. They can't go to manufacturer and say, okay, I got this. Okay, expiry loss. Okay, there is an expiry, manufacturing date to the expiry date. So if they come across the expiry, that's a loss. Okay, so that is the reason they add distributor margin. First, what do we need to do? We need to calculate distributor margin. Then we need to multiply this. Okay, distributor margin is based on, again, it is based on this condition. Okay, distributor margin is based on this condition. Okay, so how do we calculate? Let us see that. Okay, how do we calculate? Let us see that. From the existing calculation only we can do that. What is this? X factory multiplied by. Okay, what is the x factory calculation? So this is the x factory calculation produced. Yeah, this is the x factory calculation till end. Okay, till end. Let me copy this. I'm doing anything. I'm doing nothing. I'm just following the formula and getting the adding this. Okay, so we added x factory calculation over here. Okay, let me open the bracket and close the bracket after the end. Okay, we added x factory price. Next one is multiplied by. Okay, let me add symbol multiplication. Okay, and again open the bracket. Okay, 1 plus what do we need to add? We need to add the distributor margin. Okay, what is the distributor margin? Distributor margin is based on the condition. What is that condition? Where is that? Okay, beverages 10%, snacks 10%, biscuits 7%, breakfast 7%, 9%. Okay, so that is what the standard category margin. Okay, the standard category margin. So let us add that. Okay, 1 plus. So here what do we do? Case. Let me write case. Case when. Okay, fm dot category. fm dot category equal to beverages. Okay, equal to. Okay, let me copy the spelling. Okay, let me directly copy this. If it is equal to beverages, okay, then 0.10. Okay, again the next one when, again when. Okay, fm dot category. Okay, here we have different. Okay, we can't directly use the in operator because each and every has, what is that? If it is snacks, 10%. Okay, then 0.10. Again when. So let me take this one again, copy this. Let me take breakfast. What is the percentage of breakfast? 9%, 0.09. Then 0.09%. Again when fm dot breakfast. Okay, instead of breakfast we can go for the last one. What is that? Biscuits. Yeah, let me copy the biscuits. What is the biscuits that we have? 7%, 0.09. Sorry, 0.07. Okay, else 0.01, else 0.00. Okay, end. Okay, what we can do? End. So here we can go for writing as wholesale price. Wholesale price. Okay, has wholesale price. Okay, maybe we are missing one more. Yes, let me execute this. Okay, so what we are trying to do, yes, we got the wholesale price. Okay, we got wholesale price. And again, what is this price? Okay, wholesale price is from the produced capacity. What I can do, I can write produced. I can write produced. Again, what do we need to do? We need to go for again. We need to go for produced production again. Okay. We need to go for production. So here, let me write. Okay. Production. So here also the same thing, production. Production. Okay. So here also, let me go for production. Okay. Again, target. What is that target? So if you would ask me, do we really do in the real time? Yes, we will do. So instead of handling in the Power BI, we try everything in the SQL. Okay, there is no need of anything. So why do we handle in SQL? I'll explain that. Why can't we do it in Power BI? This is so little difficult in SQL. Every time we are writing case statement, we can use measure in Power BI. Why can't we use it in Power BI? So I'll explain why don't we use it in Power BI? Why do we go for SQL? Okay, expected capacity. Let me run this. Expected capacity does not exist. Okay, let me take what is that? Expected. What is that name? Expected production. Expected production. Okay, expected production. Let me run this. Yes, it is running. Okay, let it run. So when you implement more calculation, it takes time to run. Okay, previously it took 8 seconds to run, but now it is running 12 seconds. Now you see, now you observe wholesale price 115 rupees. This is produced price. Okay, wholesale price production 99 rupees. Target 93 rupees. Okay, target 93 rupees. So how do you define this? So you must, the price should be lower. I mean, the base cost should be lower. Okay, price you cannot make some changes in the price, but costing you need to make some changes. Okay, this is wholesale price target. Next one. Okay, what is the next one? Retailer margin. Yes, the distributor bought it for some amount. The next one is retailer margin. What is retailer? Again, same thing, 1 plus retailer margin. Retailer margin is the profit percentage the retailer, kirana store or supermarket, hypermarket, earn when selling a product to the final customer. Okay, selling a product to the final customer. It is added on the top of wholesale price. Okay, it is added on the top of wholesale price. The price at which retailer buys from the distributor. Why does the retailer need margin? Again, shop rent, the grocery store you see, oh, with a lot of lights, with the AC, the fruits and vegetables are in AC. We are rich, man. We go to those stores and we buy fruits and vegetables. Okay, we do not go to the market, the fruits and vegetable market, and buy from them. Okay, we go to the grocery stores nearby us. Okay, whatever the fruits and vegetables which are in the fresh AC. Okay, we buy those products and we eat it. Okay, we are paying amount for that AC and that maintenance. Okay, okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, or if we are that much, if we do not go to that grocery store, what do? We just open our mobile phone, we order the products. Within 15 minutes we get the products delivered. Fruits, vegetables, yes, I will order. I paid 20 rupees extra for 20 rupees is the kg tomatoes. I pay 40 rupees. Yes, I want that. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay. So because the retailer has business cost, shop rent, staff, all these. Okay. So again, the category retailer margin, again, they add some margin on it. Okay. They add some margin on it. Okay. So what do we do? This is called as a pre-tax MRP. Okay. This is called as a pre-tax MRP. What is pre-tax MRP? Before taxation is applied. Okay. Before tax is applied. What are all the tax? GST, VAT, whatever the tax that we have, consumer tax, or what do you say, transportation tax. Okay, before tax, this is the pre-tax MRP, is the price of the product before GST is added, after adding the retailer's profit margin. This is the price the retailer wants the MRP to cover so that they make profits. Okay, it is the retailer's selling price without GST. Okay, because retailer buy it from the wholesaler, okay, or the distributor, okay, or the distributor. What do we need to do? So let me directly take the calculation. Okay, let me directly take the calculation. What is that calculation? Again, the same thing, pre-tax MRP. Where is that? I'm sorry. Pre-tax MRP. Pre-tax MRP is the wholesale price. What is the wholesale price? Whatever we have it over here, this is the wholesale price. Again, 1 plus retailer margin. Okay. So what I do now, I will directly copy paste the query. Okay. I'm directly copy pasting the query. Do not get confused. Do not worry about the query. Okay. The thing is that whatever the wholesale price that we have it, okay, this is the formula of wholesale price, the one which we have applied above. Okay. And the next one is another 1 plus. Okay. This is the margin that we see. Okay. And again, this is another one. Okay. 1 plus whatever the margin that we have, wholesale price. Okay. So we apply that and we go for making the things. Okay. Let me click on execute. Okay. So let me click on execute. So let me scroll right side. So this is the amount of retailer price before tax. Again, what do we have? We only have produced. Again, what do we need to do? We need to go for production. We need to go for target. Okay, we need to go for production and we need to go for target. So there are many CTEs. This is the first CTE. Okay, this is the first CTE, and this is the second CTE, third one, fourth one, fifth one. So there are around 5 CTEs in the table. Okay, we created 5 CTEs. So CTEs are used for calling the columns or whatever the data, whatever the columns that we give alias name, we can call directly, so that with the CTEs, the calculation will be faster. Okay, the calculation. So there is no need of writing all these pre-tax MRP produced. What do we have for the pre-tax MRP? So there is no need of writing the formula again and again or functions again and again. So we can directly call from the above CTE. So we created around 5 CTEs, and at the end we are directly calling these data. Okay, PC.star means all the columns, and these are all the other calculation part. So what is the next thing that we need to do? So full form of CTE is common table expression. So it's a temporary virtual table, so which is used for faster execution. And it is not, we will not be able to see that as a table. So in the Object Explorer, so when I expand the databases, and under the databases, there are many tables. In the tables, we will not be able to see the table, whatever the query that we have. But on top of it, what did we do? We created a view. What is that view? Create view. Okay, create or alter view. Why alter view? For example, if you in future, if you make any changes, so there will not be any creation of new table. So the alter will directly make whatever the changes that we are doing in the created view only.